All right, guys, welcome back to Retro Games Plus podcast.
I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, Kevin's always here as usual.
Yeah.
We actually have two guests this week, and they're both named Rob to make it more confusing. Last
I'm Rob.
time we had Mike and Mike.
That's true. That seems to be a thing. So we're just gonna always. Every guest is always gonna have the same name.
I laughed
Yeah.
and I
So in a few weeks, we got to find
Actually,
a Kevin
yeah.
guest.
No, Big Kev.
Big Kev will be on.
Ah!
Yes.
Ooh.
Man, nobody ever
he's
has
bigger.
that.
He's bigger
Is
than
he
you.
bigger than
Oh
you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you doing that retro fight match with?
Oh, with Dan? Yeah.
I-
That's happening.
This is you got to do this.
Yeah.
We're setting something up. Don't
Awesome,
worry about it.
good.
Yeah, but I don't want you guys to get into a ring and also be like, "Yeah, we're gonna play Smash Brothers now."
Yeah, no.
I want to see. I want
We
to see
got a
blood.
plan. We're talking with Chris.
Oh, don't
We're
worry.
making it work.
I'm his manager, so I'm gonna come in with
Jesus,
a chair like
that's
this.
No,
like-
no, you gotta be like Paul Bear with like the makeup and everything.
Kevin's bad at games, but he's good at fighting.
Oh my god. Well, we'll just jump into what we're playing, and then we'll get into talking to Rob and Rob.
Oh, you spilled Coke on your pants?
Aw,
You little poor
your H&M
baby.
pants. Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got Walmart pants.
So you've been
Yeah,
playing?
right.
Still Metroid Fusion.
Yeah.
How are those red doors?
Yeah,
I got
can you,
stuck.
Did you,
I got
did you not use Siri to open those red doors?
I might have to use a walkthrough. I'm going through this one area.
Well, I'll give you a hint. You have to unlock the red doors to use it.
I imagine so.
You can't just bomb them until they open.
There's
I
probably
just got the space jump, so I'm jumping around using that. And hopefully, I've been
wall
playing
jump
last
sucks.
night. Like last night, I played on the GameCube with the Game Boy adapter, and that was real fun.
Yeah.
It's the only way. I want to
Is the
play
space jump easier to do in the
All
game?
you do
It was
is-
so
I thought it was
hard, like
harder,
I couldn't
yeah.
even use
I
it
think you
half the
keep
time.
using the for space. You just hit the button over and over and over.
Yeah, but you have to drop a little bit, and then
Yeah,
a
you
little
have to do
bit.
it at a certain
So it's
point.
like
I just beat Super Metroid. And that
it's probably
space
easier to
was,
wall
like, so
jump.
hard.
It's
Yeah.
easier in Fusion than it is in Super Metroid.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
The
more
wall jumps
responsive.
suck.
See, I thought
wall
it was,
jump
I thought
is
it was
the
the
worst.
opposite way around. I had an easier time in Metroid, in Super Metroid.
Once you get
Metroid Fusion.
the flow of the wall jump though, like you never forget it.
Oh, you're talking about the wall jump, not the space jump.
No, space jump it's easy.
Yeah,
okay,
well, it's
okay.
just the,
Yeah.
the
Well, space jump
screw
got
attack
harder
kind
in
of thing.
Fusion, but oddly enough, when I got the screw attack, it became easier. So I don't know what the heck happened
Once
to
I
the
get the
space
screw
jump.
attack-
That's true actually. That
Yeah.
happened to me
I'll figure
too.
it out.
Yeah.
I did like. I ended up saving those creatures that were in Super Metroid.
Oh yeah, the little
Yeah.
baby
They
thing.
boarded
Oh,
my
yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, little guys.
Did you
Get out.
Did you like how in Fusion, like you don't realize that you can't kill the other Metroid, the
Yeah.
other Samus from not Metroid, the other Metroid.
The other Metroid,
The other
he's
Samus.
so manly.
Well, the other
Samus
Metroid can crawl, so it's got an advantage.
It's like super strong and super fast. So
Yep.
like you're trying to run for, you're like
He's so strong. I love other Metroid.
Yeah.
That's why it was Metroid, other Metroid.
Yeah.
Subtitle.
and you were hoping you would
Other
be
man.
a very manly man underneath the
Well,
Metroid
the
outfit.
Japanese word for Metroid is Samus, which we use as Samuel. We went over this. You know,
Okay.
that's why Metroid's name is Samus.
I didn't pay attention to your post.
Yeah,
I
you
just
don't have
I just
to.
said the one thing. and
Metroid's
I
name is
let it go.
Well, you learned something today. Good.
Oh, I'm really glad I learned something from you, Kevin. I have another wrinkle in my brain now.
Russ looks disgusted right now.
We're
None of this is true.
We're under Kevin's wisdom tree here.
Kevin started Wisdom Tree. That's a new fact that I want to spread around.
Robert DeForest.
I love Bible Adventures.
Robert
It was
DeForest,
amazing.
Roger DeForest. Check him out on
Thought it was
Facebook.
Check him out on
Robert.
Facebook.
Every week I always
Metroid
mention
in
him.
Japanese means Samuel.
It does.
God.
You learned something, man.
Where's Carlos to confirm?
It's like, actually, Metroid in Japan means Mugu Gai Pan. So it's actually,
Geki no Mugu.
I couldn't think of any Japanese words.
Yeah, that's definitely a Chinese
Yeah.
food
Yeah.
right there.
It's on the menu when he was ordering.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually all I've really been playing. I haven't dabbled in any other games really. I fired up. I said Majora's Mask back on my 3DS, but
Yeah. But it still sucks, so.
I'm so close. I'm using a walkthrough, and I'm on like chapter 11, and there's like 2 more chapters in the
Yeah.
walkthrough.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to finish it up soon.
Don't even bother.
I've never played
Just
that game.
throw it out.
Mike hates.
I
Never even
I've
played
never
it.
I can't give up.
I hate
So
it.
should I
Unless-
not play it?
unless-
I-
check
Just
on-
skip it. Do you like Ocarina of Time?
I never played it.
never played
Oh,
that.
well, maybe you should
Played-
play Ocarina of Time, but don't
It's
play
over.
Majora's Mask. Don't, yeah.
I was never really into the N64, so
Because
You're a
it's
smart
ugly.
person, yeah.
It is ugly.
Really ugly.
I was
Play
more,
it-
I was more
so you play it on
PlayStation.
GameCube.
Yep.
I was more of a PlayStation fan.
Play it on GameCube. It's way better. That controller.
Or just get
sucks.
the 3DS version.
That works too, but they're expensive now.
GameCube.
You can find it.
Yeah, you want me to find something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
What do you want me to find?
All right.
Oh, I don't
I
like.
see
I
where
don't
that's
like. I don't
going.
like those,
Yeah,
those saucy eyes he's
Yeah,
giving me
this
over there.
come hither look he's
Saucy.
spraying at
Saucy.
everybody.
Saucy.
That's
So, what are you playing, Kevin? Come on.
well. Still Metroid Fusion, which I'm doing. Somehow Russ has more stuff than I do, but I'm farther than
That's
him.
what you said, yeah. You
So
don't
I'm
have the
cute.
space jump.
Well, you've
barely
just been
confused.
missing things then.
It's because you can't crawl.
I tried crawling through that hole and I couldn't. Metroid, I should have worked on Codename Steam a little bit, but I didn't. And then I'm going to start up Monster Hunter 4 when I get a chance tonight. And then some Pokemon Leaf Green. Nothing really changed in the last 2 days since we filmed.
What do you mean? It's been a whole week, Kevin.
Sorry, I got my days mixed up. What
Yeah,
do you know?
you did.
I
You
wanna
mean
hear-
your week
I
messed
want to
up.
hear about what my good friend Rod has been playing.
Which
so-
one?
Rob one.
Well, the
Rob
one
one.
next, the one
Rob
next.
The
To,
one I'm,
The heavier
awkwardly,
one.
awkwardly groping on his back. Like,
The one that just ate Popeyes.
Yeah.
yeah, Popeyes.
You guys both ate
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Oh, well, whatever.
Popeyes.
As you-
Get
as
your
you-
chicken from Popeyes.
You have to take a sip and like hold. Look, you're all anti-corporation here. You rip the
Listen,
label
man,
off.
I'm like a rap
But
video
like-
from the
But
90s.
like he's like Popeyes.
Popeyes. Delicious spicy chicken.
Look, I only
Can we
you
just
know,
get a Sharpie right, Popeye?
He's just like he's just like
chicken water. Oh, this delicious water. It's so refreshing.
I don't even know what chicken water consists of, but it
That's
sounds
good.
gross.
it's actually not water. It's just gin.
All right,
Yeah.
so
What is Rob playing?
I gotta get through it somehow.
What am I playing?
Yep.
To be honest with you, I picked up so much stuff recently that I just got this ridiculous backlog. But one game that I picked up recently is a game that so many people have recommended that I've never played until
Mario
about
Brothers.
5 days ago. Close.
Close.
Never Attack.
Yeah.
I've
that's
never
not
played it
terrible.
Dude, that's
until
my
like 5
favorite
days
puzzle
ago.
game.
Dude, it's so addictive.
I'll-
I've been putting
I will
like
wreck
2
you.
hours a night. You will wreck me, probably.
Good, let's play.
I've been playing the the story mode or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I only
forgot
got
it
to
was a
like
story.
I only got to like level 8. and
Any
then I
form
just
of
started
puzzle
getting
league,
wrecked.
even with the stupid Pokemon knockoffs, are so good.
Yeah, Tetris Attack is like I picked
Yeah.
it up from Jim Picardo. I bought a copy off him, and it's fantastic.
love that
Nice.
game.
I
I
love
like
it.
how there's a story mode in a puzzle game like that.
Well, it's not like a
They
story.
always do that.
It's got a real twist
The only thing that
Always
changes.
got one of those-
the only thing-
Don't trust the red block.
Yeah, the only thing that changes is the background.
Look,
and I think
man,
the blocks.
Tetris
change.
Battle Guide had a story, and that's a
Yeah, but you can't
unaward-winning.
understand it.
I understood it. It's the little princess, and then she has to fight the Bowser ripoff, and then he changes your controls around. But then they tell you what the controls are, but it's all in Japanese, so it doesn't help you. But it's a great game.
Tetris Attack is fun,
Yeah.
man.
Second round.
Oh,
Lesser Rob?
actually, what I've been playing lately,
Diet
I
Rock.
just beat it, was the new Tomb Raider that came out on Xbox like last year.
Okay.
It was like the free download for Xbox
Oh, yeah,
360.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I figured I'd never give another Tomb Raider a try. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a try.
Was it like a remake of one of the original
No,
ones?
it's actually a prequel.
Okay.
And it shows how Laura Croft becomes the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Like her first adventure.
Well, first she's hot.
Yeah.
First she was
She was
hot,
doing
and then she
modeling.
got a little
Yeah.
weird.
But constantly throughout the game, she's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. She's all like
Strong,
questioning
independent
herself.
woman right there.
But it was a pretty good game. Like I never really liked any of the other Tomb Raiders, so for that I recommend that for being a cheap 360 game. But besides that, the Genesis, I've still been playing Truxton because he
Truxton's
recommended Truxton, and
Trucks
it's
is
just like
it's
Okay.
the best thing
it's
ever.
so
yeah.
addicting. But like what I've been doing is I'm kind of like cheating my way through it.
Okay.
Like I do it on easy
You
mode
phony.
first because, well, easy mode it doesn't change the
It
difficulty
changes
of the
how
game.
many lives you
It
have.
it's just basically easy mode is free play,
Yeah.
and normal is like 5
It's,
lives.
it's a
Three
total
lives.
plant game, arcade style.
So
That's how they
like
all
you
do
kind of
it.
memorize like the patterns and stuff like that, and then you can go through it with the lives.
Okay.
But it's a
It's
really,
not terrible.
Really,
Let's just
it's
slide.
out of all the shooters that I've picked up, it's definitely my
Dude,
favorite
it's,
shooter.
if you guys haven't played it, it's
Nope.
the best.
It's really good.
I keep looking at
So
it. And
good.
don't pull the
you
trigger.
got
I'm buying it.
dude, just pull the trigger.
It's got
Yeah,
a cool
Just
name.
pull the trigger.
Truxton.
He picked his up for like
It means
$10.
Samuel in Japanese.
I knew it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I picked mine up at Dango for $10, I think.
$10.
It's not bad.
Killed it.
I might actually go to Dango for once.
Oh,
No, I don't believe
please,
it.
Please do.
I
would
just
love to see
was
that.
never free before. Now I am.
It's always, you know, you're always.
I was
free.
normally working those days. I'm sorry.
You just say you're busy, so you act. People are like, "Oh, Kevin's busy." You know,
I'm
Classic
too cool
Kevin.
for you.
classic Kevin's never here.
Concept Kevin, thank you.
Is it though?
Get like a real deep thought.
Am I always busy?
Are we really busy?
What if Samuel?
What's the beard point?
Oh well.
The
The beard.
On some Excite Mike.
Well,
War beard over
It's like
here.
Mike the Beard.
yeah. That's
Sounds like a
yeah.
wizard.
That's a
That sounds like a wizard.
that's a spin-off game. Yeah. Well, I've been playing Metroid Zero Mission because I finished Fusion.
Wow,
You
Metroid.
finished it fast.
Yeah, Fusion. Well, it's not a long game. It's like 4 hours. I beat it in 3 hours and 50-something
Yeah,
minutes.
but I'm
so.
bad at it.
what are you guys at?
I think I'm at like 2.5.
I'm busy, man.
Kevin's like, I'm at 24 hours.
Well, I'm at 60 hours, so it's
I'm at
pretty
this part and I
adept.
can't get Metroid to crawl.
I thought it was like a Final Fantasy.
Now, Zero Mission is like a revamp version.
It's
of the
a
original.
reboot of
It's
the
like Call of
original,
Duty, but, like,
but it's
more
got all the
exploration.
quality of life stuff. Yeah, it's like Call of Duty, but but with a morph ball. It's got like all the quality of life improvements. It's just better graphics.
It has a
You can
map
save
system
points.
where it shows you where to go.
Yeah,
next.
map
Cool.
systems.
Oh,
Yeah.
it tells you where to go.
Yeah,
Well,
kind of
it
like how
was-
Fusion did. It's like, here's your next target.
It's like
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
use
okay,
general
okay.
area, go here.
Yeah,
But-
what you do is you turn into a ball. You put yourself in the hand of the trees of statues, and then they show you where to go next.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's not a
That's
blatant like.
and then it
Yeah.
also like, well, spoiler alert.
There's a creature
No,
called
don't ruin
Metroid.
the Nintendo plot for me.
when you beat it, there's more story to this one rather
Yeah.
than the NES one. Where the NES one ends, this one has maybe a
Oh,
half
I
hour more
thought seeing her in a
gameplay.
bikini
Oh,
was like the most
okay.
story I could
So it
get.
actually
personally.
gives-
So
There's
it
gonna
shows
be a
you
lot.
leaving Zebes and
Yep.
it's like blowing up, but then
Yep.
like something else happens and
Yeah.
you're like, oh
So-
hey, there's more
So
mission.
in the Metroid timeline, so
Yeah.
it's like it's so screwed up. Like, isn't it like the first Metroid, and then it's like it's not Metroid.
Well, when I started Fusion, it came up and it says Metroid 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
fourth one. And then the second one is not. It's not Metroid 2.
Yeah, it is.
No,
I guess it
I thought
is.
it was.
Yeah, it is.
I thought it
Because
was.
then
yeah,
Super
yeah,
Metroid
yeah.
would be 3.
No, Super Metroid, I think, is like 5 or something like that.
No, it's
No, I think it's 3.
Super Metroid is immediately after 2.
Nintendo
What?
timelines,
No,
am
but
I
what's-
right?
And then I think Metroid Pinball.
No, but
That's canon. That was a prequel.
which one is Metroid Prime? I thought Metroid Prime takes place after.
I thought Prime was the prequels.
Was Prime the prequel?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think Prime's the
Yeah,
prequels.
I think
me.
Prime is the prequels.
Well,
And
it
then
does say
Metroid
Prime,
Other
so-
M.
Because it's a
Like-
Prime series, 1, 2, and 3, so they would have to go and
Like I was
sync it.
watching something on
Yeah.
YouTube where the timeline's like it's
It's
like a
all
Terminator
kind of-
timeline. It's
Legend
like you
of
can't
Zelda.
follow it.
And then Super Smash
Terminator
Brothers
rules.
was like
Terminator,
the end of the
Terminator
series.
rules like you can't exist. You can
When they,
exist in the past.
yeah,
if you
when
send yourself
when
back.
Kyle Reese meets Mr. Metroid.
Kicks him in the lava and he gives him
Well, what
thumbs
else
up.
you playing, Mike?
Other than that, I've been playing some Genesis games because I picked up the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection because
Good choice.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind any of those games. I like them all, and I came somewhat close to 100%ing that game on the PS3, so I'm like, I might as well just buy it. I like Sega stuff.
What games are on it?
Well, they got Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is just Puyo Puyo.
Okay.
Columns, Flicky, Sonic 1,
E-SWAT's
2,
on
and
there.
3, I think, E-SWAT,
Is Shinobi 3
Alter
on there?
Beast.
Yes.
Yeah,
It might be.
It is.
I
Yeah,
think,
it's
and I think all the
something
Streets
like
That's like the
Raiders, all the
best
Streets
It's
Raiders
yeah,
are
no,
on
it's
there,
it's a
too.
legit collection.
It's
got, like,
Shinobi and
Alex
Shinobi 3,
Kidd
but
and
not
stuff.
Oh,
Revenge.
it's
Yeah.
got all the golden axes too.
Yeah, it does.
It's got Golden Axe 3, which is
yeah.
the
Are you
only
sure it's not
European one.
Revenge?
Yep.
Shinobi?
No, it's got Shinobi, Shinobi 3, because I had to go
Shinobi
buy...
didn't come out for Genesis.
It's a Master System one.
Yeah.
There's some Master
Oh.
System games.
Yeah, there are some Master System
Or is it
games on
Shadow Dancer and Shinobi?
They don't
3?
have Shadow
don't have
Dancer.
Shadow
no.
Dancer.
Don't you have to
Yeah.
unlock them though? Like you unlock
Certain
the
The Master
games
System
you
ones.
do, certain games you do, but it's easy to do. It's like watch this video of this Japanese man talking, and he's like, "Oh, this I like Sonic," and it's like, "Congratulations, you get Fantasy Star."
You won Space Harrier.
Yeah.
Put your
I don't think
3D
Space
glasses
Harrier's
on
on there.
now.
I don't know if Space Harrier's on there actually. now that I
No,
think about it.
3D Space Harrier is enough, man.
Yeah.
That game's good.
Yeah, but other than that, that's about it.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been playing games with your heart, Russ. And that's always.
Ooh.
Quit playing games with my heart.
You're a beautiful singer.
You look like you're in a boy band.
You're a beautiful singer.
Is that Lil Wayne or?
So there's only
Only
1 week left.
1 week left of the master list.
WXYZ is going to be next week,
Put it
and we'll have
timing.
rated all of them. But today,
So these are all U and V?
it's U and V.
U and V.
Look out for those UV rays, right? That's right.
Ooh.
How
See?
funny is that?
Yeah. Yep. All together. On 3.
That's just
Perfect.
awkward. That's just awkward.
Well, you weren't invited anyway.
feels good.
I didn't want to be part of the
You weren't
5-way
gonna
high
be part of
five.
We were here. You were just like somewhere in the stratosphere.
Lead time?
Lead time. The must-haves for U and V for the Nintendo.
Okay.
And this is contentious, apparently. He doesn't believe this. Urban Champion is a must-have. You're a tough, buff dude. You're punching a guy into a manhole cover, and a lady who's throwing flower pots at you gets all excited when you win for some reason, even though she was trying to destroy your life before that. And every time the cops come, you're just like,
But what do the cops do? They just stop everything.
they just stop everything.
Also, I've learned the
It
time limit on
resets
this
it.
game does nothing.
There's a time on it.
It doesn't do anything. I let it run
does
out
some
before.
stuff.
It does
It does some
nothing.
stuff.
Doesn't.
Cops show up and like, you're out of time, pal. Get in the paddy wagon.
I just remember the last time I played that game was when I first got it, like back
Well,
in high school.
yeah.
I was just like, this is.
The-
I had.
The thing is, I don't think it's that great of a. It's not an amazing game,
No.
but it's definitely. I think it's one of those games you should play.
Well,
Should I-
it's what it is.
Should
is,
I have bought the 3DS remake? No, but I did.
yeah.
Well, what it
They
is
made
is
a remake.
Dude, it's kind of cool actually.
Like-
when the camera changes,
I'd rather
like,
see like a remake of like Flying
That
Dragon
game's really cool.
instead of like
I like
Urban
that game.
there
Champion.
is a remake of Flying Dragon.
Okay, then let's go back into the stuff here. Break time.
Yeah,
Is there a remake of Break Time?
yeah, it's called
Probably.
Side Pocket.
Yeah, it's called Real Life Pool. It's way better.
It's pretty cool.
It is way
isn't it?
better. But
What else we got, Mike?
Anyways, Urban Champion is a must-have.
It is.
Urban Champion is a must-have.
I agree.
You stay away from the cops, and it's cheap. I mean, come
I'm
on.
gonna show you
It
the
is
3D one later.
Also must-have is Vice Project Doom.
Yes,
Agreed.
oh, yeah.
Which
That
is
I
a
agree
really
with.
cool game.
100%.
Worth owning is Vindicators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I don't
It's
know.
a
It's
roguelike.
pretty good.
I haven't played it yet.
It's
It's
alright.
not bad.
It's.
I mean, it's cheap, so it's
One of those
interesting
tangent
enough.
titles that-
And I mean, to be honest with you, if I didn't put Vindicators on there, there'd be no Worth owning this week. So.
Oh, so are you saying it's bad or
That's
good
funny.
then?
No, it's good. It's worth picking up.
mediocre.
I'd probably
It's
pick it
pretty
up.
Does it get
yeah.
a sideways thumb?
Yeah, it's like it's alright.
2 o'clock.
It's more
It's a 2 o'clock thumb. It's better than.
Now, OK is Ultimate Stuntman, and I know it becomes like a side scroller,
Okay.
but I couldn't get that far because the first part's really hard and
Yeah.
annoying. So
All right.
I kind of gave up on it. But it played well. It's just not great.
Yeah.
It's all right. I mean, it does what it wants to do.
Do you have a knockout
That's one of those things that
Um,
most people are going to pick up no matter what.
Yeah,
when they see
yeah,
it,
because it's so
gold.
weird. Yeah.
Because it's gold.
Every time I pick it up, I think it's gonna be Micro Machines.
yeah.
I get excited. and I'm like, oh.
Also OK is Untouchables, the.
Never played
A lot of people crap on this game.
Okay.
Well, it is.
It's hard. It's weird, but it's not
What
terrible.
kind of game is it? I've never.
Well, it's
honestly played it.
different. It can be a side scroller. It can be like it can be kind of like I want to say, what is it, Jackal or POW or which is the one where you have to aim.
So
and,
any
like-
game where you're running up.
Well,
a
no,
beach and
it's
shooting
you
at
know
the
what? It's
screen?
like the Punisher sometimes, where you're in an alleyway and you have to duck out and
okay.
shoot people in the windows,
Yeah.
and then duck back out, and then it's a side scroller, and then you do like it's kind of that stuff. It's all right. It's not bad.
I kind of like games that switch it up.
yeah,
kind
it's-
of like
it's
Vice,
interesting
Vice
enough.
Project Doom.
Yep,
switches
Vice
up.
Project Doom is
actually
very cool.
Because it has like the Punisher style stage,
Yep,
and then like
yep.
race the car stage, like Spy
Use like
Hunter.
a like an electric whip or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. That was
Also,
definitely
also
almost
okay is Vegas Stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm not big on casino games. I mean, it looked fine. It looked competent.
Yeah.
So I played
A
it
lot
a
of
couple
people
rounds of
like that
blackjack.
stuff.
Worked
Okay.
fine. And volleyball's okay. And the reason why I put it on okay is because I'm not good at it. Like I liked it a lot, and it's okay. And I feel like if I was really good at it, I'd love it.
You'd-
Probably better with
Well,
Super.
probably Super Spike Volleyball was probably better. Than
I didn't like
volleyball.
Super Strike.
So
No.
you like Urban Champion, which is a terrible game, more just because you can play it. Like
Look, I liked
like
Urban
Rob. Finally,
Champion.
somebody that contests with me.
I liked Urban
agrees
Champion.
with me.
like volleyball is a good game, but you put it as okay because you're not good
It's
at
not
it.
bad. Well, no, because here's the thing.
Urban Champion, I can push a button.
I
and
don't
just
feel
do this.
I don't feel I can appreciate it on all levels. That's why Tech Mobile got an okay for me because I'd probably love it if I was really good at it and it controls well, but I have no idea if it's good at what
And-
it's doing or not.
In all fairness, there's been volleyball games since the 2600.
Yeah, like that Dead or
Urban,
Alive one.
Urban Champion is like
It's interesting.
it's like
not like everything else.
It's like one of the first like real beat 'em ups. Like that's you know.
That's not a beat 'em up.
You're
It's a
fighting
fighting game.
Well,
I
it's-
wouldn't classify it as a beat
But it's
'em
an
up.
interesting
Like a
kind
Street
of
different,
Fighter.
man.
Yeah,
Fighting
like
games,
a
you're
Street
beating
Fighter.
people up, and beat 'em ups, you're beating a lot of people up.
Yeah.
I still think volleyball should be where Urban Champion
Well,
is,
okay.
and
Oh,
that's just what
I
I
don't
think.
know.
No, that's definitely.
I mean, I could probably move volleyball up to worth owning.
Finish
Okay,
your list
worth
first.
owning.
All right, let's
All right.
let's go.
All right, sorry, I didn't know.
Unofficially, we're
we're in the middle of this.
Yeah, shut up, Rob.
Let go of the.
I'm gonna.
Urban
My
Champion.
face will just turn red with anger.
All right, go
So not great. Ultimate Air Combat. You can spin around in a circle really quick. That's kind of cool, but it's not very good.
Don't you need the super?
Oh, I don't know if you need anything for it. I mean, I was playing it.
That maybe explains why you're going this way.
No, I was doing it on purpose. I just kept doing rolls because I was like, I'm bored of this now.
Oh, the U Force.
Is it the U
Yeah,
Force? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm sure it works with it. Ultimate Basketballs, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's
Ultimate League Soccer's about the same.
Pretty ultimate.
Bad Uncanny X-Men, the.
yeah.
I don't know what the hell was going on in that game. Like,
Well,
I was
you hurt
Wolverine, and I
yourself.
was just like,
As you know what your problem is? You didn't use somebody with a projectile. Use
Yeah.
anyone with a projectile in that game.
well, Wolverine's the best though. He can't die, but then
Wait,
he's the
but
worst.
he dies
using his
all the
claws
time.
kills him in the game.
No,
his
not,
own.
not in that one.
Yeah, that one, the one
no.
for NES, doesn't it?
No, that's not the
you-
platform.
you
That's the
think-
overhead one.
Yeah, but I thought
No, he
doesn't have
using his
claws.
claws.
No.
He just juts at people.
It makes him die because you can't touch anything. Because
Yeah, I
it's-
was just getting
it's
killed
not
like
ranged.
constantly.
You gotta use.
So Uncanny X-Men and Venice Beach Volleyball, which just did not control well at all. I didn't like it
I
at all.
never played that one.
Nothing weird this week for the
Okay.
strategy RPG light gun power pad games. There's Ultima Exodus, Ultima Quest of the Avatar, Ultima Warriors of Destiny,
Almost got
Uncharted
it.
Waters, Uninvited. and Videomation.
What is Videomation?
I don't know.
Videomation is like
Look,
Just right
weird,
there on the
like,
bottom. You
video-
have to waste a second piece
I
of
wanted.
paper
That's
for
weird.
one word.
I got a thing against trees, man. All right. So those were that. Now this is the part where we usually contest. You know where we think the placement should go.
Gonna
but
say volleyball.
We already did
I'm
that.
gonna agree with
so-
Rob. Volleyball should be above Urban Champion.
All right. I mean, I'm open to that. I think it.
You know what? Because you're a lonely man. You should have played with two people.
If I had someone, look, if I didn't do this at 1 a.m.
Where was
last
David
night-
Bowie? Where was that? Where was
David Bowie is off like globe trotting.
Bowie.
Whatever. Man. Well, that's how he found all these games with.
That's true. Me and
David
David Bowie
just go through this, and we're like, oh, well, Vegas Dream.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, Vindicators. Yeah, I can put that on there.
No, well, there's an alphabet. He went in some kind of order.
I agree that Urban Champion should be in the.
I like
must-have.
Urban
I would
Champion.
say it's
I don't
worth
even-
having. I wouldn't
It
say it's a
could be-
must-have.
It may not be for everybody, but
Right,
I think
right.
it's interesting enough. It's a black label game.
I think
It's cheap enough to pick up. You know, it's not an expensive game.
Well, I mean, luckily we can all agree on Vice Project Doom.
Oh, yeah,
That
Vice Project
game
Doom
is
is a good game.
amazing.
It's incredible.
My first experience with Urban Champion was on this thing called the e-reader.
Yeah.
That was the worst way to play that
Well,
game
yeah, that's
ever.
And another reason why Urban
It was a
Champion's
big
good.
disappointment. I got
It looks like a game that the dudes from Regular Show would be playing.
Yeah.
Like it's just two tough dudes just fighting on a street, and then they stop when the cops come by, and then they go back to fighting. Yeah. Like it's just I don't know. It's a video game.
Just tell Cyrus, no more Smash Brothers tournaments, Urban Champion tournament.
I would love that.
you would
Blue
own
Guy
it, 'cause it's-
Supremacy.
I'm actually pretty good at Urban Champion, I won't lie.
But yeah, I think volleyball should be more from okay to worth owning.
Yeah.
Because I think any black box game is kind of worth owning.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Have you
that's
played Mock Rider?
But at the same time,
Well,
there's
Mock
so
Riders.
many volleyball games, dude.
That's
And
that's
it's not.
kind
It
of what
doesn't really
was,
stand
But like
out.
Yeah.
the black label games just have a certain nostalgia with
Like
them. where
Urban Champion, for example.
Well, I will
That-
say
Yeah,
Well,
like
that
Urban
would be
Champion.
on like the bottom of my black
But
label
dude,
list, though.
volleyball doesn't really
Below
stand
Mock
out
Rider.
anyway.
I don't know, man. You know what? You should do a Black Label list.
yeah.
Yeah, you should do
I
a
can
Black
I can
Label
go
list.
through that.
Gotta play Stack
You know, and he brought up a good
I
point.
haven't.
One of the
Did you
reasons
play
why
on
volleyball was okay to me is because you got to understand. There's been like 20 volleyball games.
How
on
do you
the
not-
NES,
how do you not
and,
like
and
Super
every
Spike
single one
V-Ball?
of them has been terrible.
No, they haven't. Super Spike is pretty.
Yeah, but they're
So when
I
I get to volleyball and I play it, and I'm like, wow, this controls like the best out of all the volleyball
It's like
games.
it's all right,
Spike.
but it's
Yeah.
volleyball. Like that's
Yeah.
that's why I think it deserves to be here because it is all right.
It's
but
okay. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
But at the end of the day,
I just
it's
wish
volleyball.
I knew
There's
how
a
to do it
million
better.
I'll
games.
respect that, but I can respect that, but
Thanks, Nick.
Thank Nick.
Shouts to Nick.
Shouts to, but I think it. You know, I just think it should not just be an okay. I think it should be worth it.
Look, Rob, I think we gotta play some Urban Champion. In
I can, you know,
Yeah,
that's,
Urban Champion. Show them how good the game is, right?
look, me and Russ can play that, and we'll show the world how good Urban
see what
Champion
happens.
is.
I'm so bad
Sounds
at it.
good.
It's a bad game. That's why you're
No.
bad at it.
It's worth having. Man.
It's worth
That's
it.
I think we should
No, it's a
let this
must-have
go.
apparently.
It is a
This,
must.
this list needs a re-edit.
I'm over the
right
Urban
now.
Champion.
We'll do a remix. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna release it when
I
I'm
want
done
you to
with
edit
it,
this
so.
video where he says worth having and then just cut to the Urban Champion part and then cut back.
Like,
I think-
Urban Champion.
I think it's funny to just
Wait,
how
wasn't
this
it
stuff
try-
is-
Wait, this was only. I thought this was only on Super Nintendo. I'm trying to
Uncharted
No,
remember.
it's
Waters.
not.
No, the first
It's-
one is for Nintendo.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. You guys probably have never seen it, but all the strategy, I don't grade them because
I was gonna say,
play,
like,
I
you
play
need to
every
put
game.
that up there.
Uninvited.
Well, I play every game for 5 minutes, so I can't get a good handle on like RPG games because you know some of those don't get good until like the later half.
Yeah.
So
Uninvited
Yeah.
is one of the like Shadowgate.
I remember that being
Deja Vu
really
games.
good.
I
Yeah.
never,
That's cool
I never
death scenes
played
in
it.
it, too.
Yeah.
I never played that one, but I would love to. I've heard it has like really graphic like.
I
death
remember
scenes
I
and
did
stuff.
own it, but I don't remember playing it a lot. But I do
Best
remember
part
liking
is you
it a
get to
lot, so.
there's like a lady walking in the hallway. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to the lady for advice,
is
and
the
the
best
game
part.
actually tells you you probably shouldn't do that. You sure you want to go talk to the lady? You're like, yeah, sure. No, really, don't do that. And then you die. It's like you're stupid. We told you not to do
Gotta
that.
talk to the lady.
Yeah,
This is a survival horror game.
You're not
Just talk
supposed
a
to. They
random
told you
lady.
not to.
No, man, uninvited really gets in your face.
Yeah.
And I like it.
So to recap, the must-haves for this week. The must-haves.
All right, all right.
A little game we call Urban Champion.
Never heard of it.
Two tough dudes just fighting on the mean streets of
you just
Nintendo
made this game
Land.
up before we started recording this.
And Vice Project Doom. Which is a
Pick
great
those
game.
up. You can probably get both of those for under $15.
Probably, actually.
Not Vice Project
Vice
Doom.
Project Doom. Not
Is that
anymore.
going up now?
Yeah.
What's that now?
Last time I saw it, it was like 25.
Please
Oh,
call store
that's
for
a
price.
bummer.
I-
It used to be like
Let's go.
$5, so.
Yeah,
Every game used to be like $5.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Like a metal store.
the thing is, a
Yeah,
lot
Metal
of people, a
Storm.
lot of people are realizing how good Vice Project Doom
Yeah,
is, and
yeah,
they're
because
starting
that's
to buy
really a
it. 'Cause
sleeper. And there's
And
Chinese
it's got
zombies in
Mel
it.
Gibson on the cover.
Yeah,
it looks like Mel
and there's
Gibson.
Chinese zombies in it.
Does it
There's just
really have
zombies that
metal?
dance.
No,
Like
it-
it.
it'd be awesome.
It looks like him.
That's
Yeah.
why I kind of want to buy Lethal Weapon, even though it's not great.
No, that's
got
You
Mel-
picked up Lethal Weapon, didn't you?
It's got Mel Gibson being a
I
manly
picked up
man.
Lethal Weapon. That rigs.
I just want to.
That rigs.
I
He's
just
a
want to
loose
play
cannon.
with Mel Gibson's luscious hair like
Oh my
Looks
god.
like a helmet.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's protective.
Protective.
So that's the list.
You're a
The
list.
list. Only one more week.
This,
Yeah, fine.
So Rob's a liar and he didn't actually get anything, but Rob got some
Okay, so Rob.
Rob, how dare you?
The
Rob,
other,
you
the
did
other
good,
Rob didn't tell me to bring things, so he totally killed my credibility.
Damn it,
so
Rob.
I'm just gonna say I picked up Little Samson for $2.
I picked up Samson, and,
which is not
and
true.
Dinosaur
But what does
Pete
it matter?
In Final Fight 2.
I was on the show called Storage Wars, and I picked up Zombie Nation.
Yeah,
and
those guys probably ruined Yard Sale season this year.
That's
I'm just
exactly
gonna
what I
say,
said.
They totally just don't want to go anymore at this
Yeah.
rate. Like,
Well,
everyone's
they
doing
do.
this-
They
yard
buy
sales
storage
anymore.
units.
No, but they had an episode recently where they found like every
They found
rare
Power
Nintendo
Blade
game.
2, Zombie Nation box.
Did
event,
anybody
so-
know? They're like, "Oh, what is this garbage?"
Dude,
Zombie
they had
Nation?
they
It's
had
like
stadium
stupid.
events in there, and they
Oh
priced it
my
out.
God.
They're like
I
$3,000.
guarantee you, all those games had fake labels on. They just put them over stuff. They're like,
Yeah.
go look up expensive.
You know what
games.
I think it is? I think it was
Why
that,
would
that
they, though?
store was promoting,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
probably brought in their
It's
stock.
all that whole show is
Yeah,
staged.
that's why
Well,
one of the guys
obviously.
left.
That's why, yeah, Dave
Yeah.
Dave
Hester
Hester left because
he's
he's like, it's rigged. I don't want to be part of this.
No.
Storage
So there
Wars
you have it.
podcast.
The best one, the best one is when they had an NES and they were like the 001 model.
This is why I do this.
Dude, this is the first one off the line, and then they bring it to
guy,
a store.
that guy killed himself.
That's
just
what I
so
heard.
we're-
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, it's not the old guy, was it?
No,
No,
it was
that old guy was great. I like that
He
old
was-
guy.
No, it was the
He was the Hispanic guy.
yeah.
did?
He
Oh,
grabbed it out of
With
like a
the,
trash
with the
bag.
attractive wife?
I don't remember.
No, you're
Saw his
thinking the
wife.
bald guy. You're thinking
Yeah.
Daryl.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
And the guy when he brought it into the gaming store was like, you basically would have to pay me.
He
to
offered
take
him like
this.
$5.
It was like in
Because
the
it's
worst
broken.
shape.
But it's the first one. It's NES
That's-
001.
He tried arguing that. He's like, yeah, that's great.
He's like,
I'll give
no,
you,
no,
I'll
that's-
give you
that's the
$5.
model.
Be like, look at
Yeah,
this.
the
This
model
one's the
number.
first one too.
I think he did that too. He's like, yeah, here's this one, and this one. And they got like totally burnt on the show.
And well, what I would have been curious about is if that guy's like, oh, 001, this is the first one. It's like, do you think there's only 999 Nintendos in the world?
Well, everyone thinks their
They
old stuff
share.
is rare now. That's why I don't want to. I'm kind of discouraged to go yard sailing, but I know if I don't, I'm not going to find all the cool stuff you found. Let me see it.
Yes. Speaking
This
of
is
cool
what
stuff.
we'll segue into. So Rob and Rob go out game hunting.
Yep.
Well, they go out with
All
Dan
the
too.
time.
They
Dan,
didn't-
Dan couldn't make it.
They didn't
tonight.
invite.
We've invited you.
Kevin is always invited.
We've always invited the three of you. He canceled last second
I did
one
cancel,
time.
yeah.
You went to Texas and then didn't tell me when you got back.
What?
Because when I got back from Texas, the last thing I wanted to do was get in a car and drive.
What's your point? I'm sorry.
I didn't get the game.
I thought you loved me. Fine.
I didn't get to go to Game Room
That's
Trading
what I was
Post.
gonna
I
ask,
was
yeah.
really sad.
Thought you loved me.
Well, we were going to go to Game Room Trading Post because it was only like 15 minutes away from the last show that we were playing. That show ended up getting canceled, and also our van caught on fire on the way down there.
Pretty cool.
So
It was awesome.
it literally cut like we were 15 hours ahead of schedule, and then we were
15
not
hours
15
behind.
No, we actually were only 5 hours ahead of schedule after the van got fixed.
Still
But-
pretty good.
I did get to not game hunt.
Explore.
I got to do
Yeah.
some game hunting when I
You
got
see this?
back.
I didn't get to game.
I didn't get to shoot the
Game
games.
of
I got to wound them.
So
I'd call it hunting.
since I didn't get to go to the
on a
Congo,
game safari.
Beej brought an empty Mega Man 2 box for me.
Thank you,
See,
Bijan.
this is
Thank
my
you,
favorite
Bijan.
art because if you notice, Mega Man's ankle's broken.
That's fine.
And that's
No,
the best
that's
part.
he's shooting like
Yeah,
look at that.
James
Look at-
Bond shoots.
Look at his angle, like of his ankle.
He's
The
just
angle of-
shooting
the
like
angle
James
of his
Bond
ankle.
shoots.
Yeah, look,
Like-
that's broken.
You could totally. You got
Mega Man broke his ankle. on the
Broken
cover.
ankle.
broken ankle.
Give him a look at that Captain Commando on the
And
back.
also,
The
if you
Captain-
notice,
yeah.
you see the
Doctor
Captain Commando on
Oh,
the
yeah,
back?
huh?
That's
Dr.
badass.
Light is telling them to kill Mega Man. So this cover is really kind of.
That's not
That's
Dr.
Dr. Light.
That's Dr. Wiley Light.
That's not Wily.
That's got to be Wily. Why
That
would
is
That's Dr. Light.
that is Dr. Liley.
That's what
That
Dr.
is
Wily doesn't
Dr.
have
Wily.
glasses. Dr.
Neither
Wily
does Dr.
does.
Wi- no, he
Dr.
doesn't.
Wily. In all the concept art, he has glasses, doesn't he?
I've never seen the concept.
Well,
art.
look, why
I
are we
mean,
arguing
Mega Man
about
doesn't
this
have a
when the Mega
visor.
Man 1 cover exists?
This one you can't even
Mega Man
walk.
doesn't
Have
have
you
a
seen the
visor
European
either.
covers? The
No.
European boxes are awesome.
No, I have
They're
not.
they're different.
Okay.
All right,
That's terrible.
so
Sweet
are,
lava,
am
by
I
the
going
way.
to continue?
Yeah,
again?
yeah. Just pile them up.
State of the art, high
Boxed
resolution.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yep.
Just the box.
And he's
So you
selling
want
them.
to say prices, or how do you want to
I can say prices. I mean, we
have people? Probably are curious. How,
Bijan is super nice, and this was
just
free.
yeah, he
Please
just
call
gives me. We
For Rob's stuff.
me, Dan, and Antoinette went to this video game store yesterday, and they let us look through their back
where was
rooms.
the store at?
It was a game store called Gameplay USA.
Okay. It was in Connecticut, or
It was in Massachusetts.
oh, okay.
I kind of don't want to give away which store it was.
That's
yet, 'cause
fine.
We're all going to go back. Like, all of us are going to go back.
Yeah.
Just, you're going to come. We're all going to go.
I want to go.
Because they have stuff that we all want to buy, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Chris is going to want to go, too.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll just beg him to
But
go.
I got the box Super Ghouls and Ghosts for $10.
Nice.
Which is
I
a
never
great
saw
game.
the box for this.
Then I got El Viento for the Genesis.
That's an awesome Genesis game.
I actually haven't played it yet.
It's really cool.
It seemed really cool.
If you
This
don't
is
like
so
it, I'll buy it
depressing.
from you.
It makes you build up like a giant quest, and the last sentence is just like for one player.
and like
Trade it to Mike
player.
Promotion.
this was you want to trade it for Musha?
Oh, that's such a good deal.
I got this I think for $10 as well.
What's
Yeah.
that go for?
About 50 complete.
Well, then.
It's missing the
Missing a
manual.
lot, Manuel.
Well, then
But-
forget it.
But to me, like as long as the Genesis has a case, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the same way.
I'll buy my cartridge.
Strider Returns, but Strider Returns I got as part of a trade. Look at
Okay.
that.
Okay.
It's a
Look,
bad game.
I
but
think
it's really
someone
cool.
had that at Congo. I want to say.
Yeah.
I like the Strider
No,
series.
they had the one in the PlayStation.
We should send that.
Oh, I bought that.
Oh, nice.
I like the Strider
it's on,
series,
it's
so
on
I figured
PlayStation.
like
Strider 2.
Strider 2.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought Return.
Which comes with the
Journey
original
from
Strider.
Darkness.
But
I still like how they messed that up on
so it's technically
PSN.
that Strider 2. It's technically Strider Returns.
Yeah.
So this is actually the one after that. I don't know.
No, this is before.
Don't-
U.S. Gold made
Strider
it. They
2
made
is
it
You
look
gotta
half
not
nice.
look into retro game timelines because none of them make
I'm
sense.
making a joke. I don't know if it is
This is,
timeline.
this is between 1 and 2.
Okay.
That doesn't make too much sense for me.
Then I went. Well, we'll continue with the stuff I got from the other store.
Okay.
Got Xenogears. It's not in the original case, but it has the original book and back art.
Okay.
But it's got both this. They're in both good shape. I got it for $5.
I thought you said you didn't have the back art for that.
No, I said I know the front art.
Oh, okay.
Got
That's the manual.
got G Darius.
Jealous?
Yep.
This was I think $10.
I'm not good at Darius.
Darius is great.
It usually goes for around like
I'm not
20,
good at it.
25.
20, yeah.
25?
That's why I don't buy it.
Um,
I'm too cheap.
R-Type Delta.
Great game. I bought it here.
I was a big,
nice.
it was a big
G Darius
PS1
is a
pickup.
superb shooter. Well, that's a generic
I
review.
got all these shooters because my buddy Rob over here recommended me some shooters, and these are the ones that I wanted to pick up and play.
Yeah, R-Type Delta.
That's why I got
Yeah,
Thunder
I
Force.
picked,
and
I
was
picked
like,
my
Rob,
copy up here.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
Picked up it's just loose disc of Ghost in the Shell. Oh, for R-Type Delta, I paid $20.
That's pretty good.
Ghost in the Shell loose disc.
Yep.
Game is pretty hard to find. I've heard.
It is, yeah. I don't see it a lot.
Paid $5 for the
What
loose
kind of game
disc.
is that? I keep seeing it.
It's like
No
a
idea.
tank
You
fighting
play
game?
as like the tank that can literally
Oh, that's
crawl on
right.
anything. It's like
Yeah.
a spider.
You literally-
Spider-Man tank.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I'm in.
If you've seen the anime, it's like the
I have
tank.
not.
Okay.
There's like a little tank character that
Yeah.
talks. I don't know the name.
I'll
of
take it.
but-
Whatever. Tiny tank.
Tanky.
Tanky the tank.
I think actually that's everything I got
scared,
from,
anime
From
lady.
that store there.
That's everything I got from that store. And then there was another store I went to. It's actually in Manchester, Connecticut,
Yep.
and it's called Regency Games.
Never heard of
And I
it.
traded in some stuff that I didn't really want,
Okay.
or that I could think I can move and actually sell to people. And I got a Japanese Mega Drive game called Devil Crash.
That's
Devil
really
Crash.
good,
It's,
yeah.
and it's what it is.
It's
like
Devil's
pinball
it's
Crush.
Devil Crush, but it's not censored.
Yeah.
So all the
Was it Devil Crush on TurboGrafx?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like the uncensored version, so all the like satanic symbols are still in it and everything.
This won't fit in the Genesis, right?
It'll fit in
It'll
Genesis
fit in
3.
Genesis 3.
Yeah.
Because Genesis 3 is region free.
Yep.
Guess what I need to get?
We got two Genesis 3s at the store here. Please call store for price and bid.
I'm sensing a shameless plug, Russ.
And I also have one at my house. So
Yeah, there you go.
trade me. Genesis 3, Rob's
I
house.
need a that.
Got a Final Fantasy VII demo disc, which I
Nice.
thought was pretty cool. 'Cause I'm a big Final Fantasy fan.
Yep.
A lot of people
I-
don't know it's worth $8,000.
I paid $10 for it. I know I probably overpaid for it. But
It's still a cool
It's
thing
it's
to have.
cool if you like Final Fantasy a lot to have
Yeah.
the
Oh,
original
yeah.
demo disc.
Yep.
Didn't this come with something?
That's what I want to know what it came with. I
Well, I
couldn't
could have
remember.
sworn Brave Fencer Musashi came with that.
Yes.
Oh, but that came with a different.
I thought it was
Might
like
have
with
come
the
with-
disc.
No,
demo.
it came with the.
Yeah.
It was in that game, but I think it was just like on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bag of goodies continues with I got went to Savers, got Final Fantasy Anthology.
I am over savers after this morning.
They're
It
all
actually-
over their
Oh,
prices. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Batman? We were just there.
The Batman, the $75 Xbox, and $75
But you
Wii.
did pick up Fist of the North Star with the manual.
No,
for
'cause that
$5.
game's really bad.
Yeah.
That's-
The cool thing about this one
We
is it
sell it for
actually still
$3.
had the soundtrack in it.
I mean,
which,
Nice.
which
That
is really
pretty
cool.
Yeah.
I think we sold
And
it.
it
for
actually has my favorite Final Fantasy on it, which is 6 or 3.
Yeah.
It's 6.
Either like 6 or 3. It's fine.
My favorite is one of these.
Got Supernova, which is with Darius.
Darius Force.
Darius Force.
Darius
Super
Force.
fan.
That's cool.
I never see it, and I knew it had to be a Darius game because of the ship on there.
It's pretty good.
So it says 1995 on there, but the owner price. Like he let us go in the basement. This is actually
He let you go.
okay. Like
why don't you go around
like
the basement, see what
between
games
like
are
the two stores we went to, this store is Video Game Castle. It's actually on there.
Chicopee.
Shout out to Edwin.
Yeah, Edwin.
Oh wow, you
Edwin,
actually
Edwin,
found something interesting to do in Chicopee, Massachusetts.
Yeah,
This is a great store.
it's a
over
great
there.
store.
Really?
They
I'll have to check it out next
like
time.
they, you know, the
Go on
prices,
our way to Fun Spot.
the prices are good. The people that work there are nice.
Yeah.
They'll go out of their way to help you find stuff. And like
That's cool.
Dan was just talking with them about the convention.
Yep.
And
Retro World.
trying,
Yep.
trying to get like them to go there
That'd be
because
cool.
they're from Massachusetts and they're trying to get people from all over to go.
What's Retro World?
And so what's retro? Anyway, and he was like, "Oh, I have a gaming room in the basement. I've been starting to work on like for like tabletop games and everything because they sell Magic the Gathering cards and stuff too,
Yep,
besides
yep.
video games." And he's like, and he was talking to Dan. He's like, "Do you want to see it? It's like in my overstock room." And Dan was like, of course, like wide-eyed, like, "Yes, I'd love to see your overstock room. I mean, your game room." So we all went downstairs, and he's like, "Oh, this is my overstock room. My overstock room is over there." So it's like a room literally lined with games, like
Jeez Louise.
like in alphabetical order by system.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And like
It's really organized.
I never see Supernova, and it was sitting there on the Super NES shelf with another copy of it, and I was like, "Ooh, so I kind of want to get that." And it was marked 1995, but I showed him that price charting says $14.95.
Yeah.
So I paid $14.95 for it.
That's not
Which
bad.
I mean, it goes for lower, but I felt kind of obligated since he let us look in his.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
that's a really cool thing about that place is that if they have something and you think the price is like out of line, you can tell them.
Yeah.
And they'll look it up and see what it goes for, and they'll actually change the price for you. I picked up a copy of Raystorm from them that was priced at $50. And I told him, I'm like, listen, it goes for around $30. I mean, you can check on eBay, and he had no problem. He just
Yeah.
Same
charged
thing
$30 for
with
it.
Anyone ever go in there and be like, you know what? It actually goes for $70. And he's like,
Yeah,
actually going to raise the
goes
price.
for
Thank
more.
you. Thank you. $30 more, please.
But,
That's
I mean,
a risk you got to take.
But their prices are incredibly
I
fair there.
I couldn't say anything better about that store.
Yeah,
because
the
they're just
people the people there are great.
So what was the name of it?
Video Game Castle.
Video Game
in
Castle in
Chicopee,
Chicopee,
Mass.
Mass.
the address
Look
is
for 'em on
40
Google
Central
Images.
Street,
Video
Chicopee, Mass.
Game Castle.
That's one of the stores I will give away.
Once
about
again,
we go
shout
to.
out to Edwin
Yeah.
because I know he's on our group.
Another store in Massachusetts, like I said, was Gameplay USA.
Was this one day trip that you guys went
This
out?
was all yesterday.
Okay.
We started at me and Dan started earlier in the morning. We went to a couple of flea markets. We didn't really find much, because flea market season is just starting.
Yeah.
And then we met up with Antoinette around 12, and we went from 12 to like basically 8 o'clock at night.
Wow. Okay.
Came home, got home around like 10.
Nice.
So the next thing is I got as part of a trade was Pocky and Rocky with the manual.
With the manual.
Pretty
Nice.
I've been looking for that game for a while, and I didn't want to pay what the person paid me. Like they
The
picked it up
cover
for
is
me.
awesome.
That
And
cute
I
'em up.
figured, hey,
Yeah.
you want the system that I
With the
have
Death
with the
Scroll.
games that I have?
Yeah.
I'll trade you my Sega Master System stuff for that and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
So the trade I got with that
all
was
like traditional
I got
Japanese
that
stuff.
Strider Returns,
I'll never find it.
Breath of Fire,
That's cool.
BOF.
and a Mario.
Was that the
DSi
DSi?
XL.
No
The only-
stylus,
the only,
man.
Well, the only problem is it has that little like thing. But she got it for she got it for $15. So
Oh
it's not a
yeah,
bad
can't
price,
beat that.
and it
Yeah.
still works.
I mean, on the shelf it'll look great.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like I can get a replacement stylus for that.
Yeah, that's no
This is something I'd probably have like as a collect. I don't really like play DS games, but this would be a cool
missing
like
out.
collector's items.
And then the best thing that I think the best like thing that I picked up yesterday, and we randomly stopped at a Salvation Army, which I never go to anymore because they never have
Yeah.
any games.
Yeah.
Salvation
Right.
Armies are hard.
Like they used to have games all the time.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago, they used to have. You'd walk in there, at least be sports games. They'd have
They'd have like
something.
Rubbermaid bins with prices on.
Oh,
them.
okay.
But
It was-
they didn't really have it anymore. But so we randomly walked in there, and on the shelf I found Star Fox Assault for $2.95,
I do like that
not
game.
bad.
Nice.
and then Mega Man Collection Anniversary Collection for $2.99. And then also next to that, which I did not bring, was a bag of manuals, and it was N64 manuals.
I don't know why, but I thought you were gonna say a bag of Funyuns.
A bag of Funyuns.
There was a whole bag of Funyuns
I
for
got
a
really
dollar.
excited.
This is way less delicious.
Slightly used.
Inside of that was like a Wii Twilight Princess manual.
Okay, yeah.
A Super Smash Bros. Melee manual, Super Smash 64 manual.
But wait,
So it's just
But
the
the-
whole all together is for one price.
what
it was
was
one-
the gem?
It was $1.99 for like a stack of manuals like
Wow.
Yeah.
that. The gem in there was the Bomberman 2 Second Attack manual, which is a very expensive manual because it's one of the rarest games for the N64. I've heard because I don't click for N64, so I don't know.
Right,
Dan,
right.
When I took it out, Dan was like, "Really?" really, you found that? And he's like, I'm not gonna even tell you what that goes for.
You should have kept it quiet.
So-
Be like, I'll take that stupid looking
he's like,
manual.
he was like, oh, you gotta read them all, like when you get in the car. So I started reading them, and we got to it was literally the last one I got to when he's like, what? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I hate you right now.
Players.
It's probably up there with Sculptor's Cut manual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm selling the manual or trading the manual because I don't have anything.
Yeah, you don't need it.
It goes coming, bro.
Yep.
I'll be bringing it to Dango.
So,
If people don't know what Dango is, it's essentially the spin-off of our Congo.
Yep.
It's a trade night event that
He
our friend
copied us.
Dan Unger hosts at Heroes for Sale in
Southbury.
Southbury.
Which is a good store also.
great
by the way.
store, by the way.
And they have comics, collectible figures, and video games as well.
Yep.
It's a little bit smaller than our Orange store here
I
at
know
Retro
the Mega
Games,
Man
but
games
a
had
lot of people
sometimes.
come out. It's in a great area. They'll be warming up too. I think it's in 2 weeks. It's on the
Yep.
The-
24th.
Dan was actually
24th.
saying if it's warm out, they might do it outside.
so
Ooh,
usually
that's
runs
That
runs the
parking lot
same
would be
time.
nice,
What 8
like-
o'clock to midnight? They do it about.
Yeah, but you
Honestly,
you can-
we
you
stay
can-
there
you can
late,
stay- yeah, you can
but-
stay there like 2 a.m. just
depending-
hanging out and talking.
Like me and Nate will stay there super late, but
If Mega Man starts falling,
But-
press diagonal.
But
to
yeah,
save
with
his
like
life.
with game hunting, we go like every other weekend.
we try to. I mean, like I said, I didn't bring any of my stuff that I
You do find
found
good stuff,
because
though.
I didn't know that I was
Okay,
supposed to.
okay, yeah.
Rob wanted to discredit me, but
We're going back.
Oh,
to
you
this.
didn't find anything. You found Mario Duck Hunt and paid $50 for it. He's like, whoa, this is rare.
yo, I swear, bro.
Yo,
But
you gotta get this. I don't even
that's
know
a nice
this.
costume.
That's what you got to
sick
wear when you
costume.
fight Dan.
Yeah, well, obviously now I gotta order one.
This is going to become like a Hood Slam event where you're just going to
it's
dress up
coming
like
soon.
video game
It's
characters.
coming soon. I'll get it soon.
Yo,
Wait, is
good.
that little kid just wearing tighty whities on the outside of his
Oh,
clothes?
yeah, whatever, man. You know,
Nah, it's part of
If
the
that's the
costume.
case, Kevin will be right back. He's gonna go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah.
For 5
I have
minutes.
some. Don't
I'm
worry.
going to do this.
So do you guys game hunt every week, or do you have like a tactic where you go?
Well, when I had my last job, I would get out around 2 o'clock, and I would almost always go straight to Goodwill, check all the Goodwills, check all the savers. There's a certain spot me and Rob check in Danbury that I won't disclose.
Yeah, we won't.
Oh, come on.
We
No,
check.
there's certain spots we won't
We,
disclose.
It's just an empty
check
pit,
and
you
they,
know,
and they
so
know
you'll
us
tell me
there.
later.
And
Okay.
they'll put stuff aside.
That's
for
cool.
us.
That's cool.
And don't worry, we don't find amazing stuff there, but we find little stuff for good price.
Well, it's not like you guys are like hoarding it. Like if you
No,
guys
no,
go
no,
to these
no.
places and you do get the good deals, I always see it. Up for trade. We got this for good price. We'll
Yeah.
pass it along.
Yeah. I always try to, I try not to hit the
Yeah.
top end retail when I sell stuff to
Yep.
people.
Yep.
Depending on what it is. Don't get me wrong. There's some
Yeah.
things that I pay too
Yeah,
much
both you
money
guys
for.
are really fair.
Yeah.
That's why. Because, I don't love every reseller I meet, but, it's nice when,
I wouldn't
it's
even
like,
call them
guys like,
resellers.
Well,
Yeah,
no, not at
Yeah.
all. That's not what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of people in this kind of hobby can get kind of crazy
Greedy.
with certain
Very
things.
greedy.
The problem
Yeah.
is the whole term reseller. Like, so a
Yeah,
lot of people take
yeah.
it as an offense.
As like a
I
bad
want
thing.
$70 for
I-
this. I paid $2.99.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the price tag is still on it. They ask that much.
I want $79.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
it comes down to like,
Be nice to everybody, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Whenever you find so, if, for example, I'll explain. Let me explain something. I'll explain a quick story about how nice Mike is.
Okay.
So
this is a good story.
this is the best. This is the best story ever. Yeah, this Mike.
Oh.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah.
He says I'm a nice guy, you idiot.
You're kind of a jerk to
So-
me, so I don't know.
Kill you later.
So for about 2 years, I was looking for an Extreme Green N64 controller, and somebody points out to me that I think it was
It
Rob.
was me.
Points out to me that Mike had an Extreme Green N64 controller. So I go up to him and I say, "What do you want for it?" And he's like, "Well, let me look at your box." And he looked at my trade box for about 5 seconds, and he's like, "You know what? Just take it." And let me know when you find something good. And I was like taken back by that because like that just shows the trust and like that you can find in this.
Well,
this
I mean,
community.
I knew you.
And-
I knew you from like coming into the
Yeah.
store and like I mean, at the end of the day, what do I care?
Yeah.
I didn't have an N64.
At the end of the day,
you
these
know,
things
like-
are all, I mean, they're expensive, but they're all
Yeah.
plastic and
I'd
and
rather
brass,
have somebody
man.
who really wants it gets it.
Yeah,
like-
exactly. So like instantly, I'm like, "That dude, whatever
Yeah.
you want, like let me know what you want." And he goes, "Well, I just started my NES collection. I'm looking for
Again,
Super
yeah.
Mario Brothers 2 and 3,
Yep.
Adventure Island, and Guardian Legend."
Yep.
And so I say, "All right, well, let me see what I can get you tonight." So
Yep.
instantly, I walk up to one of my friends who had
Give
a
me
Super
your
Mario
Mario.
Brothers. He had a Super Mario Brothers 2.
One of the best
And
dudes ever.
One of the best dudes ever, by the way.
You can best
Mike Antonio,
Yeah.
if you ever meet him, one of the nicest guys.
nicest dude to trade with
Yeah.
ever.
Like ever. So I go up to him and I say, "Hey, I really need to Super Mario Brothers 2 for a trade. how much do you want for it? And he says, you know what? You hook me up all the time. Just take it. And I go, dude, are you serious? Like, this karma circle keeps coming. I'm like, I have to give you something. Just tell me what you want. I have to give you something.
So you got
he's
this
like,
giant trade chain going.
he's like, oh, don't worry about it. So I think I asked Rob if he knows anything that he's looking for, and I think he said, like, oh, he's looking for Super Punch-Out, and he's looking for Mad World for Wii. So, like, a week later or something, I found Mad World, and I ended up giving it to him.
Okay.
But whatever. But, so then, like, I found, like, I instantly... I was going to give it to Mike, but I actually took it home and cleaned it because it was a little rough.
Yeah.
And then, like, I found the Adventure Island 2, and I was like, hey, I can't find Adventure Island. I got Adventure Island 2. And so, I passed that off to him. And then, like, maybe a month or so later, I ended up finding a Guardian Legend for an incredibly great price, like $4.95 at a retail store.
That's crazy.
And I was like...
Well, see, I wasn't even expecting that either. Like, when it was Adventure Island and Mario 2, I'm like, good enough.
Yeah, but,
I don't know what the controller goes for, so maybe you got an incredible deal, but I don't care.
It just goes to show, like, a lot of people get really negative connotations about the whole hobby.
Yeah.
And it's really about what you're willing to put back into the community. I mean, you got a bunch of resellers out there who will go out and they'll buy whatever they can and just sell it for top dollar.
Well, I think that's what it is. Like, a lot of people think it's like them versus everybody else, and it's like, I have to find the best deals and I have to keep this.
Yeah, but if you work
it's
together,
more fun,
you all get to the
it's
same
like a big
goal.
network, you know.
Yeah, it's just like for example, I picked up a Cybernator, which is like a Super Nintendo game. I picked it up. Actually, I picked it up
one.
here.
Yeah, I got that one.
And I ended up finding like the box and manual for it. And don't get me wrong, the game's cool and I'd like to have it, but I know Rob like really wants it, so I have set it aside. And I'm like, Rob, if you want to trade for it, it's here for you, and I'll give him a good deal. I think it charged for like $70, but I'm not going to ask for $70 worth of trade for it because I didn't pay anywhere near that,
Yeah.
So it's really all about like what you put back into the community, and
I mean, I think all the trades that we've done with everyone here, like, I think I sold you Shatterhand, and I basically sold it to you for $5 more than what I paid for it.
Yeah, which is fine.
Like, I didn't charge you. I think a price charge for like now it's at like $30 or $40. And I charged. I think I charged you $20 for it.
I mean, Genesis boxes.
Yeah, and you get Genesis boxes.
I get whatever I had. I don't even know what was
the only one the only one I really counted toward that, to be honest with you, was the Contra one.
Which is fine.
Which
I'm not going to do anything with them anyway.
I've done trades with you.
Yeah.
I've done trades with everyone at this table.
Yep.
And I
don't want to.
I think I'm pretty fair when I
are.
absolutely. When I do trades.
I wouldn't want to screw over anybody that especially that comes around here.
Spoiler alert, I have stuff for Russ. Not with me.
Wow.
Finishing up
he's
the
doing a custom R2D2 Nintendo for me.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think that's.
Hence why your bathroom smells like spray paint.
No, our bathroom smells like spray paint because he decides to paint everything he finds.
Yeah. He's like,
Found
pretty
this
cool.
nickel on the ground, but now it's a Mario coin from Mario All Stars. Remember that?
Yeah. Pretty cool rock I found outside. I've got to spray paint it and flush
I got
it
a gold Mario amiibo now. So
Spoiler alert, I do have two out of the 3 games I think you told me.
block.
If you'd like to know what they are, I will tell you.
Possibly. Yeah, I told Rob I'll do a custom Nintendo for him, and I said, just pay me for the parts I have to buy, and then any labor, I said, just trade me, do that.
Yeah.
So I told him a bunch of stuff I was looking for.
I picked up Baby Blue Bible Adventures for you.
Yeah, I was looking for that.
And I picked up.
I have a feeling you're gonna actually play that like earnestly. Be like, oh,
you're gonna
I'm
show
learning
Jess
a lot.
Like, Jess, we got something.
It'd be
tonight.
Sunday, and Jess is like, you going to church? But like, playing Bible Adventures, good enough.
Got it right
and I
here,
also
babe.
picked up G.I. Joe for you.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which
Yeah.
one?
The first one, with the white.
The real American Hero.
The Naxat one?
The first one. It's still both good.
Is that the one that's made
The
by
better. I
Naxat?
want the
Atlantis Factor
So-
is the other
I
one.
want that
Real
so
American
bad.
Hero, that one.
I don't want that one.
Factored as.
What's the Real American Hero's a good
The
one.
first one is the one I really
That one I
liked.
want.
Yeah.
That's what
That's the one we got.
That's what I'm
Ah,
trading the
that's
Russ
right.
for doing a custom Nintendo for. There's one more game you had on that list, but
What was it?
I couldn't remember what it was.
I remember I
at the
said
point.
I think Batman Returns for the
Oh, and
NES.
The
okay.
NES.
I like it for
Good
Super
beat 'em
Nintendo.
up. Good beat 'em up.
Stay with the Super Nintendo one. You're fine. Really.
Yeah.
But just because I'm
one
a
is the
Batman
better
fan,
one, but-
I thought it'd be good to have it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
real
definitely.
Because I have the Batman NECA figure that came out.
You got the
Oh,
Joker.
I
Wait,
got
is it
that
on
too.
Genesis
Yeah.
or just Sega CD too? Or is it on both?
What?
What's that?
Batman Returns.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
on
it's on
Sega
Sega
CD.
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 It's on
Yeah,
Sega
game, I
Genesis.
think.
Sega CD.
The Genesis one.
Pretty sure it's on everything, actually.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
The Amiga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the
The
Atari.
Amstrad.
The
But,
MSX.
like whenever we go hunting, like we all know what each other wants. So we'll pick up stuff that someone else wants.
Yeah. We try to work around like, and that's another thing. Like when we go, if we're in a group, we usually either in the beginning of the day we'll call. Sometimes like there's things that Rob and I go after. Like I've gotten Rob into shoot 'em ups recently,
which is probably bad.
Shmups.
Shmups.
What do you call them? Shmups.
I really hate that
Cute 'em
word.
ups.
Which is probably bad. Which is probably
like
bad
cute 'em
since he collects them too.
So the problem is I'm like a big time collector into those, and now Rob's like getting into it. So
Yeah.
we'll start the day and we'll be like, all right, listen, if we find a Musha, I'm getting it. And it's like, well, but if we find a Robo LS, then I get it. All right, well then if we find a Sagaya, that one's
So you get your
mine.
terms.
Yeah,
and
so
then
we
you
gotta
go
get that. But aside from that, like it's pretty
That's
much.
why I'm very happy getting common games.
So,
Like,
if I go with you guys,
Yeah.
since I'm the new guy, if we find a Musha, do I get it?
No, because you
No,
have
already
one.
have Musha.
No, because
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
that's
one.
right.
You know what? If it's an
Well, I want to
if
back
it's an
one
empty
because I
box,
play it so much.
If it's an empty box, you'll get it.
I
'cause
do
I know
actually
you
want
have the
that,
loose
yeah.
card.
The
Yeah.
rules are kind of like if you don't own the system, you don't buy the games. For
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Like,
that's a good
that is a
rule.
good rule.
you're not going to go and buy like a really expensive Sega Master System game if
Yeah.
I have a Sega Master System
Yeah,
and I really
well,
want
that,
I do have a Sega
I do
Master
that. I found some
Unless you're buying it for someone.
Yeah,
That's
I found some turbo game and it was so expensive. But like Adam wanted, it, I was like, I have no
Magical
turbo.
Chase.
Go ahead and have
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
No,
right.
it wasn't magical. Chase. It was. I think it was one of the Crush games.
Oh,
I
okay.
did
Devil's
not.
Crush, probably.
I did not. I was like, I don't have any use for a turbo.
We just
game.
try to
Go
step on
ahead.
each other's toes.
No, yeah.
Like with
Yeah.
what was it, Ray Crisis? Or Ray Storm?
Ray, what one? What are you talking about?
When we went to Game Exchange and
Oh,
you were
yeah.
talking about it all week.
I missed out on a copy of Ray Crisis. I think the price on it dropped recently, but it was going for about $50, and I found one for $40, and I passed on it, and I just regretted it because I heard that series is so good. And by the way, now that I have Ray Crisis and Ray Storm, I love those. A lot of people in the shoot 'em up community hate them, but they're so awesome.
Yeah.
I missed out on it for like $10 below retail, and I regretted it. And then a couple weeks later, I was with Rob, and he goes, "Oh, what's this?" And he pulls a Ray Crisis out of the shelf, and it's priced at $12.95.
Nice.
And he was gracious enough to give it to me because he knows how bad I've been looking for it, And it's the same way. Like if we know that you're looking for something, we're not gonna like step on your toes and be like, "Sorry, it's
Yeah.
ours."
Yeah.
See, if I go with you, you'll love it because like if
Pinball games are all yours.
No, well, the first
Oh,
one
Revenge of the Gator.
I already got
There you
it.
go, Kev.
But if I find, because I have, before I started really like getting into old games, I like Super Metroid. I did the 30-cent download on a Wii U. So if we go out and we find it, all yours, have it.
Complete box.
But I'm just saying, that's just an example.
What
like,
is it?
I'm using Super Metroid as an example. Like
I'm
if
gonna
I,
load up you
if
right
I already downloaded like a copy, like you guys can have it. Because as long as I can play the game, I don't care.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like he was looking for that Guardian Legend. We looked at all these stores so we can get Guardian Legend. for you.
Yeah.
I spent a lot
Well,
of time.
thanks for nothing.
Yeah. Well,
that game sucks.
Or just like we'll see something and be like, oh, so and so would really want that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we pick it up for them, and
Yeah.
they usually.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I think everybody here has traded amongst each other
don't
and
think
given
I
each other
traded
really
with
good
Russ
deals.
anything.
yeah.
Like, Kevin,
I've
you-
never traded with Kevin.
You sold me a copy of Silent Hill for like $10.
Yeah.
Like, and it was in.
I
beautiful
thought you were gonna say the ultra rare Mario Duck Hunt I gave you.
Yeah, you gave me like Russ.
You were like, God, I
Yeah.
have an NES, but no Mario Duck
Yeah,
Hunt.
Russ, you sold
Whatever.
me Mario 3D Land. I gave you Tingle's Balloon
And I got
Fight.
Cave Story 3D off
That's
you.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I sold you Mega Man X for $10, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
I
I
was
gotta,
looking for that one.
I trade with you two guys.
I remember Rob brought me a sweet Mario Dixie Cup dispenser.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That I was
It's in
like,
my bathroom right now.
I remember
I think
that
you were
thing.
with
I think you
me.
showed it, yeah.
Whoever I was with, I was like,
I
I
was
know
with
someone would really want that because they're obsessed with Mario.
Yeah.
And I was like, Russ would really want this, and
Yeah.
picked it up for $3, but like,
Yep.
like
Did you actually put Dixie cups in it?
I still need to buy a Dixie
Yeah.
Cup, but it's in the
all we did was
bathroom.
we made a trade for one of his.
They made Mario Dixie Cups. So
His
you're gonna have to get 'em.
control is keychains.
Keychains.
It's kind of falling apart because I've had it on my keys for like a
I
year
had to do
now,
that
but-
with my original Game Boy one.
But
I don't know what game it is anymore. I used to have Incredibles.
this is I think this is a Bug's Life.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it's
pretty
the
cool
Resident
like
Evil.
that.
No, it's Resident Evil.
Oh yeah,
For-
well
for-
that did come out on Game Boy.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Sure it
it's
did.
pretty great.
Yeah,
But
well,
we all
I just got that
it's all
recently.
subjective.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
So now it's getting warmer out here in Connecticut, so we're going to have a lot of flea markets,
Flea market,
tag
yeah.
sales, and all that. You guys go to tag sales too, or just strictly flea markets and Goodwills and stuff?
I try not to go to yard sales because people always post a time, do not come before this time, and someone always does and buys everything.
Right.
Like,
Everything.
like I remember I went to, I think it was before I even knew all. I think I knew you guys,
Yeah, I know.
but
this
I didn't know him. I went to a tag sale and they marked absolutely no early birds.
No early birds.
And they talked about they had Nintendo games, this and that. And I pulled up 15 minutes before the time, because I saw them setting up, and I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah.
Literally, as soon as I got out of my car, there was a guy. His car was running. The door was still open, and he was picking up every single game. And I said, "Oh, did you just buy all those games?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm a collector." I was like, "Can I just buy that one game? Because I'm really looking for that game." He was, "No, I'm a collector," and he's literally getting every single game for every system that they had on the table. Yeah, and I was just like, okay, that's...
In his defense, if it was me, it would probably be me actually buying it for my collection.
but it's just like, I don't go to yard sales for that specific reason, because
yard sales are really hard. I mean, the thing is with like flea markets, like when Rob and I hit the flea market on Sunday, you know, there's a certain time when you get in, and nobody else is getting in there before you, unless they pay like...
I know the... I don't know if it's the Elephant's Truck, but it's the outdoor one.
Yeah,
if you pay extra, you can get in an
hour
early.
A half hour early. But you're going around.
But you got to get there at like 5 a.m. Right?
Yeah, because when I
mostly because that one's in New Milford, and I know a lot of people go for antique furniture. And that's why they're paying the extra. Obviously, if you're going to get a $300 desk,
we know a guy who's local, and we know him pretty personally.
And
he goes every Sunday.
So he goes to buy stuff.
He goes at pays the $20 and goes in, and you know he's come out of there with like Mermaids of Atlantis and stuff. So,
but as soon as he sees me and Rob,
as soon as he sees
us,
he's
the
like,
opposite way.
No, that's not true. Sometimes he'll run up to him and say, "What do you guys got? What did you get so far? What do you have?" And
I went there a few times. One time I was there, they were filming, I think, for an episode.
They were doing that for like a whole season. Like I think they filmed the whole show.
It's what's the show called?
Flea Market Flip or something like that. It's on
It's
Netflix.
something on. No, I think it's on the HSN.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you can watch the season with the Elephant on Netflix.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm in those episodes if you want to look at them.
You're like, don't come here. There's no games here. Don't come here.
Don't go here.
Yeah, they're like, what do you think about this antique chair? And I'm like, there's no games here. There's no games.
The chair's great. It's a beautiful chair, but there's no games.
There's only furniture here, and you should buy this chair.
But like we were talking about resellers before, the problem at flea markets are there are a lot of resellers.
Well, I imagine so because they're paying to set up there to sell, so they obviously want to make that money back.
Like I know you're gonna hate to tell the story, but you got to tell the story.
No, I'm not telling.
No, you got to tell that story.
I'll tell the story.
Hey, Rob, would you tell us that story?
It's either I tell the story or you tell the story.
Okay, so
Rob
and I walked up to a seller at the Stormville, New York flea market when they were doing. They have a day called I think it's like tag sale day where you don't have. I think you don't have to pay to set up. So like, there's so many people, like ridiculous amounts of stuff there. There was a guy there, and he had...
Lots of games.
Oh, there were lots of games there that day. There was a guy there who happened to have a stack of NES games. And nowadays, like, I don't know, if you guys hunt, you probably know how terrible it is out now, but getting NES games nowadays is unbelievably hard.
Super Nintendo's games.
You can go out and find a double dribble any day of your life. But anything, like, in the rarity tier past, like, Guardian Legend. Like, even Guardian Legend, it took me forever to find
How rare is Guardian Legend?
It's not, but it's getting to the point where everybody wants it, so it's like...
Right.
But so, like... We walk up to a guy and he's got the most yellow Nintendo I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like it must have lived in like a Marlboro factory or something. Awesome. Because it was so yellow.
It was a gift if you put in the Marlboro bucks.
Yeah. But
if you
had to buy 20 cartons this month to get it.
Oddly enough, he had a stack of games and the games were in great condition. Yeah. And that stack of games, the stack of games was amazing. It was not only that, but there were games in there that Rob and I wanted. So we go up to the guy and we say, you know, how much are your games? And he goes, well, I'm selling the whole thing as a lot. And we say, okay, how much for the lot? Because Rob and I will go halves on it and, you know, whatever. And he goes, well, I got to get $200 for the lot. Now, the thing is, the only games in there that were really worth anything were North and South, which Rob wanted, Kickle Cubicle, which at the time was my most wanted game.
Okay.
I have all the IREM games for NES, and that was like the second to last one I needed, besides Scoon, which I got recently. But Kickle Cubicle was like the big thing where it's like every time I set up a trade, it fell through, and like so it was like my conquest to get a copy of Kickle Cubicle, and then Darkwing Duck, which I was also going for because I've always wanted that game. And then the rest were, you know, your typical like Urban Champion, which you know is a must.
I mean, it's worth the $200.
No, but it was all the rest.
You
was
City Connection.
You would pay $25 extra.
No City Connection in the lot, Mike. Back out.
It was like it was just, you know, typical $5 to $7 games, if that. somewhere less. Like Mario Duck Hunt was in
So
there.
probably valued at
Kickle's
$80 to $90, you say, or something like that.
I'd say a little over,
Maybe
over 100,
little
just
over
because like the
100,
games
yeah.
that we were looking at, like especially
So-
North and South.
Yep.
Like
North and South was like a big thing for Rob because he's been looking for it, and that's one of the like better strategy games for NES. So, we say to the guy, how much do you want? He says he'll only sell it in a lot, and we go, well, listen, we're collectors. We really have a system already. We have most of these games. How much for like just the games? Like if you just sell us the stack of games instead of the system? And he goes, well, I really got to sell it as a lot, and so I want $200 for the lot. And we keep pushing him, and he's like, all right, I'll sell you the games for $200.
no, he said 190.
Oh, $190.
He took
I'll
$10
sell you
Whoa,
the games
pretty
for
nice
$190.
deal.
And we say, the NES is worth more than $10. You could probably get more for that NES. And he goes, yeah, well, it doesn't have a power adapter, so. And we're like, all right,
Oh,
well,
drats.
listen. Honestly, we really just want these 3 games. What do you do for these 3 games? And he goes, you know what? I went on the eBay. He said
He said the
He
eBay.
said the eBays.
That's
And
something I say is a joke.
he's like, I went on the eBays and I see these games
It was on the line.
that
Yeah.
$1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Some of these games, and I go, not these games. And he's like, no, I've seen it. Like 1, 3,000. Some of them are 100. Some of them are 50. I got to do at least 25 a piece, which wasn't too
North and
bad.
South, it would have been a bad deal.
Yeah, I didn't realize the value at the time. I ended up paying $30 for Darkwing Duck, so
Yeah,
I
that's
kind of
well,
regret that. But I didn't realize that it was I
not
was just
bad now,
taken
though.
I was taken back
Yeah.
by the pricing of like $25 a piece, and that wasn't just for those 3 games. Any game we wanted in there was $25.
$25, yeah.
So
he had like hoops.
He wasn't
$25.
saying it. Yeah, he wasn't saying it like with basis. He was just saying $25.
So you
a
almost
piece.
make out if it, like you said, you're buying North and South, where it's like a $50, $70 game.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, 25 is good for that.
But I wasn't gonna pay 25 at a
Yeah.
flea market for North and South.
Looking back on it, it probably would have been all right if we took the 3, but I couldn't do it. Like
couldn't do it for
25 a
$60
piece.
bucks.
Yeah.
So
Not even for a flat 60, you wouldn't do it.
I just kept pushing the guy, and I was just like, I can't
Yeah.
do it. And so we ended up walking away, and later on in the day, I found a NES power adapter, and I said to Rob, I'm like, I got this. I got a tactic, and this is gonna work.
And you took it and you hit him over the face with it.
And I just,
Give me the damn
I just
games.
beat him to death. I got rid of
This
his
is Rob's
body.
last video before
That's how
he
you
goes to
flea
jail.
market.
He's
So-
on parole right now.
That's what you do.
So that's why I have this ankle
Come get me,
bracelet.
coppers.
I got this ankle bracelet because I beat him to death. We went back and I told Rob, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna get these games 20 a piece, because I would have done the 60.
Yeah.
I'm like 20 a piece. I'm gonna get these games. So I ended up going back and I explained to him, like, sir, listen, I want you to know something about these games that you're trying to sell. I'm like, they are not worth the hundreds of dollars that you think. And I'm like, but this NES is worth way more than $10. You can easily get $40, $50 if you wanted to for just this NES, this complete NES. Even though it was dirty, if it works, you get $40 easily. So I'm like, here's what I'm gonna do for you. You give me these 3 games, $20 a piece, and I'll give you this power adapter for free, and then you'll be able to sell this power adapter for $40, And
For
then
the NES system,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought you meant just the power adapter for 40
It's the
bucks.
best power adapter ever.
First party.
Dude, it's for the NES 001. This is like the first power
how they came off
adapter.
the
There was only 999.
So, but we couldn't get him to budge at all.
And he said no on that deal?
Yeah, he would not do it.
What was the classic line that he said though? That
He kindly took. I handed him the power adapter, and he looked at it almost like it took him back, and he's like, and he puts it down, slides it to me, and he puts his hand on my shoulder, and he goes, "It's not about the console. It's about the games."
All right.
and I've never been more enraged. But
He's not totally wrong. You were
He's
there
very,
for
he's very right. He's very right, but at the same time, he could have easily sold that Nintendo
Yeah.
because plenty of
Yeah.
people asked him how much it was, and he just kept saying, "Oh, I'll only sell it in a lot. I'll only sell it
Right.
in a lot." And that's kind of like a thing where it's like it was almost bad. Like, resellers are annoying when they don't know what they're talking about. But in that case, it was bad for him that he didn't know what he was talking about. Because the fact that he was ignorant to the games, it set him back. You know, because if he can't move him now. If he knew that Kickle Cubicle was a $10 game, and I said, "How much is that game?" and he said $10, I would have bought it because later that day I found it for $10.
No, you found it. It was less than that, wasn't it?
No, it was $10.
But moral of the story is you found it
I
later.
I would have bought it. Yeah. So it's
and he probably ended up going home not selling the lot at all.
And that's what I said to him.
Made no
we
money.
didn't find it at a flea market. It was at a retail store for $10.
I said to him, I said, "You're gonna go home with these games, and I promise you that. Like, there's no way."
Well, good, because I love them.
Yeah.
I didn't want to sell it anyway.
He ended up giving me his card, and I don't know where the card is, but I have no. It's on my desk. I think it's on my desk. It has the Kickle Cubicle sticker on it, and I keep meaning to email him and like showing him that I
and his card says historical consultant.
Yeah.
So it's like, I trust you a lot.
Oh, Jesus would have used the dog bone in his control. Yeah, but historical
it's way more comfortable.
But flea market's hit or miss.
Yeah.
Well, at this rate, everything's hit or miss now.
Yeah.
Even yard sales, people are like, I looked them all up, man. I know what
well,
this
like you
NES
said,
is worth.
with these TV shows of Storage Wars and
who don't know what they're talking
Toy
about.
Hunter and all that, the people that don't really know are saying, "Hey, these games are worth hundreds of dollars. I'm gonna have a yard sale."
Yeah.
And like ignorance like that.
I mean,
guy.
we get that a lot here. Like, we get people that bring in Atari games like, "Yo, this is from like the '70s. It's gonna be worth like $100."
I will always remember the guy that tried to
cents,
sell me his PS1 like it was a Corvette.
Yeah.
He's like, "Look at it. You open it. The spring opens it for you." He's showing me like,
oh my God, really?
You gotta hear the games I got. Ready? Ready? Tomb Raider.
It's like, Chris,
Classic.
I wrote this guy
Madden
check for
94, the best year of Madden. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
PlayStation wasn't even out in '94.
One-
He said you had 94 for PlayStation.
1 megabyte memory card.
whatever. It was like Madden 97. Whatever it was, like, the dude was
It
just...
makes the story better.
he probably...
Prototype Madden.
Prototype. You could have sold it for like 10 grand.
You can put this in there and it will work.
I made it.
I made a Super Nintendo game. But, like, the ignorance does get to
It's
it.
frustrating when people don't.
And I
know what
don't
they're
wanna-
talking about.
I can only imagine what you guys have to deal with working in the game store.
The other one is my other favorite guy. We see him on Sunday. I don't want to call anyone out, but he must look at when you go on Amazon, it gives you the new price first thing.
Yeah.
And it's like $8,000.
He saw GoldenEye, and I'm not saying what we sell it for. You got to call store for prices. So he's like, "Dude, you guys got GoldenEye. How you selling it so cheap?" We're like, "That's about the going rate for." He's like, "Nah, man, I checked online. That's going for like $800." We're like,
Did you check the eBays?
"No,
It's clearly Amazon.
he went to the Amazon.
The Amazon.
He spoke with the natives.
The Amazon.
And said, "No, man, that's $800." And he pulled it up. I'm
Talk
like,
to Wonder Woman. The Amazon.
"Yeah, well,
An Amazon River
obviously.
Dolphin came up and gave him the game.
She's the historical expert on video games.
Oh my
Historical
god.
consultant.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Historical.
not the expert, just consults.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Dude, look right here, $800." I'm like, "Yeah, man, if it was brand new, maybe sealed up, and even that's a
and
little
VGA
extreme."
graded
He's like,
and all that
"Well, I'm
garbage.
buying that copy because clearly that's the deal." I'm like, "Well, you're not
Alright.
wrong, but
Well, I'll
alright."
tell you what. Now that we know it's more expensive, we're going to sell it to you for $80, and that's still a good price.
Yeah.
Because you think it's worth $3,000.
Yeah.
It's definitely the cause of the internet,
it's
which is everyone's fault.
frustrating.
Well,
Yeah.
Then
the internet's everyone's
Then you
fault.
got the YouTube shows too. Like
Yeah.
you got Angry Video Game
Yeah.
Nerd, which
Yeah.
every bad game
I blame him to a point.
to a point.
Because people are like, "Well, I got to go play it because now I want to see how bad it is."
He's been open though about like he doesn't want people to play these bad games.
No.
It's not like go out and get them.
Oh, no,
it's
it's not.
yeah,
It's not his fault.
It's
People,
his shtick.
yeah,
people want to be him, so therefore
Yeah.
they're gonna do what he does.
But at the same time, like when I was first started collecting, I mean, my collection started when I was younger, but I really started collecting like hardcore like a couple years ago, and I started buying the games that he would review because I wanted.
So
to
you're
be
the reason this happened.
Wait,
they're familiar.
I wanted to be sure that he was right,
Yeah.
and a lot of times there's a lot of games
no,
that he says are bad that
Well, that's why I like the LGN Defender
Not-
we watched.
not even
He
him,
kinda
but, like-
revisit some of the games that the
Yeah,
nerd
he gives
trashes
a more
on.
honest review, but like you can make any game sound bad with the
easily.
right video,
especially old.
All you have to
ones.
do is put a bunch of clips of Mario jumping down a hole and go, swear every time he falls. You'd be like, "Oh, Mario's
That's true.
Himself.
Especially with old games.
Yeah,
it's so
like,
easy to make.
you
them
can make
look
anything
hard or
look bad, but like I wouldn't say him so much as like people like as much as I like Retro Liberty and all that. Sorry, Aaron, I'm not making fun of you, but Don't worry about it.
Is that the Ego Man?
Sure, not
Ego Raptor?
Same name, but not that guy.
Oh, that was empty.
Good thing it was
I-
empty.
Like Russ literally stopped drinking and looked down, like it would have been slow motion movie where you just like it would have like the Punisher
I'm not gonna-
punches through your skull.
I'm not gonna knock him. But like any essential game hunting show on the internet, it kind of not ruined it for
Yeah.
everybody, but it's gonna jack up prices.
I think it's that and people showing off games like with Metal Storm. Those guys did.
well,
those
the Game
videos.
Grumps did it.
Yeah,
After the
and
Game
now-
Grumps did it,
That was
shot up.
completely unintentional
Yeah.
because they weren't like, oh, we got it for so cheap at the flea market. They were just playing
but
it.
the
It was
thing
fun.
is, they're building up the brand because I remember I bought mine for $5 when it went for like $40. I'm like, oh my god, that's a
like
huge
Journey to
price for that.
Silius is like
That's
what
like
now?
$80, $100.
It honestly, at the
25
peak,
bucks.
at the peak, it was on price. Metal Storm was on price sharing for like $120.
Yeah.
That's insane.
and
it's not worth that.
But there's gonna be
it's a great game. It's a great game.
Honestly, I wouldn't pay that much for it.
There's
but
gonna
I'd
be
pay
a
good
point
money.
where
I paid 60 for mine, and I'm
people are
happy
gonna
with
like
it.
get to a point where like I'm not paying this much for stuff, and
Well, that's. I had a conversation with Justin Rocco the other
Yeah.
day. He gave me a call the other morning, and we were talking about the retro game bubble, and he was saying something about how he needs, he might need some money soon, and we were talking about selling games and like selling off our collection, and I said to him, if you're planning on selling anything, I would probably sell it now.
Do it now,
because
yeah.
honestly, like I have no intention of I don't want to ever really get rid of my collection,
No.
so I don't really
Unless
care.
it's a dire situation.
Yeah,
Or
I'm really hoping like the retro bubble pops so I can go out. And
I do
buy
hope it
games
pops.
super
More
cheap.
stuff.
The
Well, I don't
problem
because I
is-
work here.
Yeah, you don't want it to.
The problem is if the retro bubble pops, I foresee the worst time in game collecting is going to be immediately after, when the games are completely worthless or worth way less.
well,
And then people are still going to think they're worth way more.
no.
Right.
And so
You're
there's
gonna
going to be
have
this
a rush of
weird
people,
because I'm
like-
I'm the kind of person who I'll buy a game, retail or under. I try not to go above, and I honestly try not to go retail. I try to go a little below retail, and I
Oh, yeah.
always tell myself like it's okay because it's worth something, and so it doesn't hurt my wallet that much.
Right,
and
right.
I try to rationalize it that way. So it's gonna really suck when the prices are completely not there. Like I'll still buy games, but the prices aren't going to be there, and then all the people that have built up this idea of retro games being extremely valuable are going to be asking way above old retail
Yeah.
when
Well-
the bubble pops.
Well, here's the thing. If it pops, I feel like it's going to come back really quick because of the internet now. People are going to be like, all right, now they're cheap. Go buy them again.
To be honest, I don't know if it's gonna pop.
I don't think it will.
I think it's more of like a shift.
I think-
because
yeah, I don't
I
think
see,
it's
gonna-
I
I was
see,
gonna say shift
I see a
more.
lot of like NES games.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. NES
They'll,
is probably a
they'll-
bad example.
I think they'll probably drop, but the expensive games are going to stay expensive.
Yeah, so
Like,
so
you're gonna
games like Bonks and stuff are always
They're
going to
to
be
stay,
expensive.
but like
But, like,
Flying Dragon will be like even cheaper.
Yeah.
like, Gyro Knight's gonna be like $1.
And then like games like Metal Storm, they go up and down,
Yeah.
But then there's like other systems that start to shoot up.
we're gonna
I mean,
see an economy shift
right?
where rich
yeah,
get richer and
yeah.
the poor get poorer. That's what it's gonna be.
as like recently, by recently I mean within the past 2 years, I'd say TurboGrafx took a huge spike.
Because everybody finally was like, this thing exists.
Yeah,
right.
And
Yeah.
honestly, when I found mine, I didn't really know much about it. But to this
still
to this
want
day,
one, to be
it's still it's one of my favorite systems.
don't
But
own
it's like you don't you see the shift
He's
in
like,
like
Turbo
when
connection,
I
man.
went, I'm quoting you. When I bought my TurboGrafx,
Uh-huh.
you said it's gonna be the worst and the best decision you ever make in your
Yeah,
life.
that-
Because-
it's such a good
because
system.
it's so it's you pay so much for just the system
Yep.
alone, but the
AV
games are
cables.
so good, and then the games are so expensive. So it's like
And
the
this is what
worst
we're
thing.
finding.
Carlos did just
Yeah.
purchase it's a cart, but it has all the
Turbo
games on it.
EverDrive.
Oh,
EverDrive.
EverDrive,
Yeah.
Turbo EverDrive.
So that's probably almost
Yeah.
your bet, because we've been out of TurboGrafx games for
We have two
Months.
copies of Keith Courage. sir.
months.
Yeah.
at Retro Games.
They are extremely
Weird. Why? No
rare
one
these
trades
days.
them in.
Yeah, nobody has them.
Yeah.
Of
You got a
all-
whole stack of them.
Someone
You know his
came.
place.
Someone came into your store to the
Westport,
Newington store with a stack of them,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
and I was told by one of the employees they couldn't come to an agreement because they were going to give them a very good price for it.
Yeah.
It's Turbo Games,
Absolutely.
and they had to say, "Well, I just bought these all at the Goodwill and I paid $50, but I want X amount of dollars."
Speaking
Right.
of calling for
Yeah.
pricing, do you guys know if you still got that Splatterhouse at the other store?
Oh, I don't know.
No,
yeah,
no,
I'm not
it's
sure
not.
offhand. No.
No, I was up there the other day.
Oh, that's a shame.
But yeah, we just had a discussion on our Facebook group with TurboGrafx Games actually about pricing, where we have a cart price a price with the cart and the case,
Yeah,
and then a price with the cart, case, and cardboard sleeve is actually even
You never
more.
see those cardboard sleeves.
Yeah, that's what he
man.
said.
Yeah.
He said we can't have it in our system. They just have to be manually looked up and put miscellaneous prices on it.
And that's a problem because a lot of people, like we've mentioned it in this
Loose,
podcast,
complete, super
but
complete.
yeah, like we talk about like price charting because a lot of people use that as a baseline, and then but the problem with that is like, is it complete if it's in the jewel case? In my opinion, I call it complete, but
I would say it would
doesn't
be,
have the cardboard
Yeah.
sleeve. So do you consider the cardboard sleeve under their new
Yeah,
price?
I wouldn't
Like,
because
Right.
complete means you got everything.
I
That's
consider
right.
it being like a Genesis game without the manual.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then if it's in the jewel case, is it loose or is it loose when it's just
No,
the card?
I would say you got loose box complete. That's what I would say.
yeah.
Go
You
by
know what
that.
I say? I'll buy a copy of Guitar Man for $20. That's how much
should.
I'll pay. So,
So,
yeah,
but,
Russ, give me it.
but the
You don't have one, but I want it.
The point I was trying to make is that there's this real shift, like
Yeah.
now, like PS1 games, maybe like a year ago, were worthless.
Yeah.
Nowadays, though, like I
They're
mean,
getting up there.
there's PS1 games.
I mean,
that
there's
think-
always
It should have
outliers.
stayed worthless.
I remember there was a short time where Final Fantasy VII was going for like $50 or $60.
But it's dropped.
Which is insane.
a lot.
It's like
Actually, it was-
30
it was
now.
There's
gone.
so
It's
many
like-
ways to play that game.
It was
no reason.
It was going for like
Yeah.
$50, and I think everybody realized that everybody has it, and then
Yeah.
people started
Yeah.
flooding the market. And
Yeah.
now it's like $20.
Now it's not much, yeah.
Yeah.
Some places are still charging a lot for it, but
Yeah,
But it's interesting
I think
to...
people forget there's
yeah.
other ways to play games that are expensive.
Yeah.
I think.
like,
Yeah, well,
Like,
Is it
Well,
on
but
the PS
how many
Network?
different ways can you play Ocarina of Time?
I will say,
A million, and they're all expensive.
and maybe I'm wrong about this, maybe none of them are rare, but now is a good time to be collecting for PS2.
Yes.
Since
absolutely.
There's not really...
Well,
there's
honestly,
not really
PS2's never
market
gonna get
for it.
expensive,
Yeah.
right?
actually, can I
Yes.
retract
You
on
can,
that?
yeah, you
That-
can rip me apart on this.
I would
but-
say you were right a couple
Yeah.
months ago
Oh,
because
okay.
I've
Is
been
it going up now?
Yeah, because
Oh,
like
okay.
there's this game called God Hand that
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah,
great
I've got
things
it.
about.
I've got that.
I've been trying to get
It's a
that.
good
from- yeah, it's
a
but
great
it's like
game.
it's like $30-$40 now.
Is it really?
Yeah, just
Oh.
trying to get it is like ridiculous.
It's
like-
So it's like
Well, there are outliers because I think when I picked my copy up, it was like 10 or something like that, and that's a fair price for that game.
the cool
but-
thing is now that I said that, I should completely ignore what I just said because you are right in the way that a lot of people who resell don't really realize like that
Well,
Jurassic Park Operation
it's
Genesis.
not just
is
the
like-
reselling, but as far as like collecting going, getting games that are really good. I
Yeah.
mean,
I think
not only do the
cartridge
PS2
games
have
are
a
always
lot,
going to
but-
have like people looking at them.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, cartridges, but like
Yeah,
you're going to look
nobody
at
uses
this and
those
be
anymore.
like, bah. What is this
Well, like
music?
I said, I was trying to buy a game off online, and I was very concerned about the condition of the
I remember
disc.
that. Yeah,
What game?
It was
Guardian.
No, it was.
Heroes.
It came out on the Wii too. Remember?
Okami.
It's the sequel to Pocky and Rocky, Guardian Spirits.
Oh,
Guardian
okay,
Spirits
yeah,
or
yeah,
something like
Warriors.
that.
Never
I don't
heard
know.
of it.
Yeah,
And they
it's,
had
it's
it-
interesting.
It was like
Doesn't it
$10
just have Rocky in
used in good condition, but then
Yeah.
they had it like new for like $15 some store, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'll pay the extra $5 because I know it's brand new and it's
Yeah.
going to be perfect,
Yeah.
rather than I get it
Yeah.
and be like,
Well,
oh,
it's scotch taped together. It
That's-
still works
yeah.
though.
That's the thing about
People
discs.
do that on
Discs
360
are-
games to me sometimes. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Discs are such a risk. Like when you
Yeah,
when you're
it's
buying
really
discs.
hard.
Which is
'cause
why I
they
don't think
look
they'll ever
good,
do
That's
too.
that's the worst part. You go to like a flea market, and I've had plenty of times where I bought like I paid $25 for a copy of Gradius 5 recently, and it's not until I got home that I realized that there's like a hole in the data.
Yeah.
on
Oh,
the
wow,
disc.
yeah.
The game plays. I
Till a
haven't.
certain point.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to
Yeah.
the point where it's gonna stop
Well,
playing.
see,
but-
that's the thing too, because like with an NES cartridge, if it doesn't work, you know, always just clean it with rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
But you
There's
can
very
you can buff
rare
a
times
disc,
the
but
board
if
is-
there's a scratch on the label, like it's probably
It's
never gonna work.
donezo,
Like,
yeah.
Like that God of War we saw today.
It works fine.
Dude, it's got like a perfect circle on the data.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
Who cares? It's out of war. There's so many copies
Exactly.
out there.
Well, they're remastering it. You don't understand. It's going
It
to be like
did
$50
already.
now.
remastering for what?
You played the remaster version on PS3.
Number 3 is getting a remaster.
Yeah, why
I want
not?
to pay $50 for the new one, not $2 for the original. You don't understand. PS4, worth it.
PS4.
I do like
It is
PS4.
late. We should probably go to bed.
It's fine.
I'm going to bed.
All right.
Kevin's
Not yet.
Kevin's
Kevin's a
Kevin
bug.
doesn't like good discussions.
I do like
So
good
the
discussions.
so the moral of the story is treat people nice and you'll be treated nice.
very true.
Don't
Yeah,
get
karma
too
comes back to
greedy.
you.
Yeah.
Karma, chameleon. I want a copy of Guitar Man. I'll pay $20 for it. So somebody give
What
me
is that? What is that on? I don't know.
PS2.
What is it?
It's like a rhythm game where you play a guitar and you're like a superhero.
Guitar with a
Oh,
kangaroo.
It's got cool music in it.
Oh, I
so,
remember. I
yeah.
think I remember
I
the
picked up a
label.
game.
Does the T have eyes or something?
The
On the
probably
cover.
possibly.
Yeah, I think.
I picked up
I think we
something
have it-
similar to that
Westport.
on something Lammy.
Jammer Lammy.
I got
yeah.
that. I picked up that the other day.
I want to eventually get those. Those are really cool.
And the only thing I'm looking for now is Parappa the Rapper.
Nobody
1.
likes Steve.
okay.
But it's like it's so people.
That game is
charge
expensive
so
for
much
no
money.
reason.
Like
It's
the
a short
PS2
game and it's not that great.
The PS2
No,
version's
it's
like
cool.
$15 or
Yeah.
$10.
Oh my god.
And then you got
So.
the PlayStation 1 version, or the first one, which is like I saw it yesterday for like $50. I'm like, nope.
This is one of the few reasons I support getting some old games that are way too expensive, like Metroid. I have 30 cents on the Wii U, man.
30 cents?
It was 30 cents when I got it.
Do we have enough time to go into your rant about how Resident Evil
Yeah.
1 is bad?
No,
Here we go.
no, I did that 2 months ago.
I don't even want to hear that rant because
We
so
we
right.
had to force Kevin to make his own YouTube channel just to have all his like rants. He's like, and another thing, why can't Metroid crawl?
He's gonna be like the Iron Sheik of video games.
Yes. It's like, hello Metroid, I don't pay more than 30 cents.
camel clutch. I break your neck.
and I will make you humble.
Yeah, I can't see the
I
other
would have
part.
gone for a more Macho Man Randy Savage rap. But,
So,
you know,
so the
whatever.
moral of the story is follow the Iron Sheik on Twitter. Because good God, he says some weird
Cheeky
things.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh
Is
my
that
god.
don't please tell me it is.
I don't know.
No,
call him that.
it's just the Iron Sheik, and
It should be
oh my
Sheiky
God,
Baby.
he said some
They
things.
call him Cheeky baby.
So that'll be it, right?
Yeah. Well, we want to then thank Rob and Rob for
Thanks,
coming
Rob
on.
and Rob. Thank you guys.
anytime.
Game hunting
It's
Great having
adventures.
you guys on.
Come with us.
Yeah, you guys have to come
I
with us.
definitely
You're inviting everyone
after
with
I
you?
saw
Everyone, everyone on the
Everyone that
Just walking
watches
elephant
this
trunk with like a
listens
crowd
to
of
this.
people. Like,
When
what's
we
up?
do, I will bring my GoPro and we'll
Your
film
Super
the
Mario
experience.
after Rob brought me all these games just to give them to me,
I just want
I'm
this
definitely gonna go with
Yeah.
it next time.
I'm glad I didn't bring it.
I just want this one. That's all.
You can.
Yeah, that's the fee for being on the podcast. You actually have to give these.
I have to
us,
give
so-
these to you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
You're lucky Rob didn't bring anything.
Yeah.
He comes on for free.
Have a nice week, everybody.
Take
We'll
care,
see you
guys.
next
Thanks
week.
again for watching.
Bye, chair.
We'll see you next week.
By chair.